After the Olympics, NASCAR America back 6 o'clock weekdays on NBCSN. And of course, coming up on Monday, all the talk will be about Bristol, what took place this weekend, as well as what's going to happen with Dale Earnhardt Jr. I know that question is on the minds of many. Will Dale Earnhardt Jr. run at Michigan? If he doesn't, it'll be Alex Bowman that will sub for him. And I know, Steve, you and Jeff will both be a part of that Monday show.
90-minute show tomorrow. We have a lot to talk about. A great Xfinity race, hopefully another great Cup race today. And like you said, a lot of upcoming news for Michigan. And really looking ahead, the chase is only 4 weeks away. So there's a lot of storylines heading through the end of the summer.
Yeah, pressure's starting to build for all these guys trying to make their way into the chase. And after 3 races at Bristol, surely we're going to have 90 minutes worth to talk about.
Absolutely. Let's go trackside to Marty Snyder.
Well, Rick, the rain affects everybody, including these race teams. In fact, the 11 team for Denny Hamlin and Mike Wheeler had to make some special arrangements for last night because they didn't have hotel rooms booked. There's about 25 people on the team. 4 of them slept in the hauler, actually, here inside the racetrack. 6 of them went about 2 hours north to a hotel. They were literally sitting in the parking lot calling hotels, trying to find rooms last night to get everybody in. The rest of them either drove home or actually flew back to Charlotte last night and then turned around, slept three hours, and flew back this morning to Bristol. So it was a scramble not only for all these race fans and everyone here, but the teams as well, trying to take care of all 25 people on that 11 team, Parker.
Rain is also the enemy of electronics, and there's so many electronics inside these race cars, including the all-essential radios. This 41 team of Kurt Busch actually took their radios out and were so worried about water getting in the radios, they took them and they dried them out, spent a lot of time working on those radios and all the connections they could get out of this race car to make sure everything was absolutely dry. Also, in talking to the crew chief, Tony Gibson, he worried about these tires sitting here all night in the wet. They wondered if these tires really have the same grip that they had yesterday.
Parker,
Dave.
as you know, also an enemy of the wet are your driving shoes. And so before Joey Logano hopped in this afternoon, they had a nice carpet down here. He dried off his feet, and then he hopped in. Jeff, you know that if you get those on the pedals with wet driving shoes, that can be an issue.
And again, last night, it was an attempt to get back out onto the track. They went about 10 laps before the rains just came down. It was a deluge, and all of a sudden, these cars are running through standing water on the track. They don't have treaded tires. These are slick, so it was dangerous, but also the rain getting in the cowl openings on the top of the hood, right at the base of the windshield.
Yeah, I was worried about cars actually sliding into each other or sliding off the banking because when it started raining, it just poured down all of a sudden. And then, everybody obviously did a good job and no problems. But Steve, as you talked about, there's so many electronics, there's so many parts on these cars, and that water came in the race cars like Jamie McMurray was talking about. And then these tires, these tires were hot, then they immediately got cooled down, and with the rain, and I just really wonder how these tires are going to drive once they go back green.
Yeah, the radio is probably the number one concern. It's usually on the left side of the car to the left of the driver. And as you can see right there through the opening on the 34 car, Chris Buescher, as the rain comes down right where that crew member's hands are, it can easily come right down inside the race car.
Well, the sunshine isn't actually back, but Blake Shelton can bring back the sunshine. Let's let him do it.
Everybody ready, set, go. Rev it up and let's roll. There's a party in the fast lane. Got my hands on the wheel and I'm flying. Heartbeat loud as the thunder rolls. Riding in on the stampede of lightning. I'm bringing back the sunshine. Bringing back the sunshine. Baby, it's about time. Oh, bring it back. Oh,
course, welcome back to Bristol Motor Speedway, Bristol, Tennessee. The rains have stopped. Actually, there's a few breaks in the clouds now that we can see a little bit of sunshine that has come back to Bristol Motor Speedway as we get ready for the remainder of the 500 laps run. There's 452 still to go as 48 were run last night. The drivers are strapped into their cars. Window nets are going up. We're just moments away from the command to fire engines, which everyone has been waiting for very patiently. It was a little after 10 o'clock last night when the rains finally made it nearly impossible. And you're hearing some engines get fired up now. Cars coming to life.
And Rick, we've been talking about those heavy rains. It's that nervous moment for the crew chiefs and drivers. The crews tried to go through and check everything they could, but remember, there was only a limited amount of things NASCAR would allow them to do. So while they did warm up the engine earlier, so they're all confident that the engine would fire and run. This is the first time I've had the driver in the car checking the radio. He can check his air conditioner system, his fresh air system to the helmet, all the switches, all the fans. Really, Jeff, this is that. If you have an electrical issue, you would hope you don't, but if you do, this might be the first time you would realize it.
Yeah, I get a lot of fans probably wondering, why doesn't NASCAR allow the teams to just go in and check everything? Because if you allow the teams to check everything, they'll do a lot more than you ask them to do and gave them permission to do. So you have to really limit what access they have to what parts and pieces, because you do not want anybody to get an advantage over someone else during a red flag period.
So the engines are fired back up. The cars will begin to roll around the track. That will give the track crew the opportunity to make way onto pit road, to dry pit road, because that is something that they have not been able to focus on yet. And they will definitely want that to be dry. There is a competition caution that's coming up on lap 75. So 48 laps have been complete. There was going to be a competition caution last night at lap 60, but that now has been pushed back to lap 75. So if a caution were to come out prior to lap 75, the drivers could come to pit road. They just cannot add fuel until lap 75.
And Rick, you talk about if a caution comes out. Well, when we go from a red to a caution flag situation right here, remember this race will be restarted. So these drivers at some point, once you mentioned pit road, once NASCAR feels pit road is dry and safe and ready to open pit road, before this race is restarted under green flag conditions, pit road will open. Remember, we are during the race. This hasn't been a race that's been postponed. This is the race that actually just had a break in the middle. It was postponed a day, but only after 48 laps have been run.
If you pit, when pit road opens, if you pit, you cannot put fuel in. You cannot put fuel in until lap 75. So that's getting pretty far into a run. So that pushes these teams that did put tires on, that may stop and put tires on, may come in and just want to do fuel to try to have a quicker stop. So you probably see some strategy played out.
Get you caught up on where everyone was running. At the top of the screen will be the running order. Again, Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott, Ryan Blaney, Denny Hamlin, they are the top four. Three drivers were up front yesterday. As far as leading laps, Kyle Busch led the most last night at 26 laps. Chase Elliott led 14 laps, and Denny Hamlin led the first 8 laps. With more on the 42 of Kyle Larson, let's go to Marty.
Well, and he is in 10th position, Rick, and talking to a lot of crew chiefs up and down pit road. Once they named that lap 75 would be the competition caution, that's when the game started with the strategy like Steve and Jeff were just talking about. And a lot of crew chiefs were saying from about 10th back, that's where it makes sense. You might come right now, get your 4 tires. As you guys mentioned, you can't take fuel, but when you pit at lap 75, then you can maybe take right sides or no tires and fuel only on that stop and gain a ton of track position. Kyle Larson's already come from the back in the first part of the race last night. He clearly has a fast car. They might play a little strategy here, trying to get him up front.
Well, Rick, and the other thing you have to remind yourself is when the race was under caution because of the rain last night, some teams came to pit road, namely Jimmy Johnson in the 48 car. Chad Knaus brought the 48 to pit road. We talked to him here a few minutes ago. He said his car was free. They wanted to get tightened up, but they also put on new tires, Jeff. So this car is sitting on sticker Goodyear tires. They are definitely not coming to pit road. So if teams are in front of a pit, free positions for Jimmy Johnson.
And remember, track position at Bristol is more than just being in the front, trying to position yourself to win the race later. It's also about avoiding the wrecks. The further back you put yourself, when you do play those strategies, the better chance you have of getting in a wreck. We've seen so many times at this racetrack, something happens 10 rows, 8 rows in front of you, and you're in the wreck. So anytime you play strategy and you move yourself backward, it is a dangerous zone.
First good thing that happened is all 40 cars started, and so they're rolling around the track. Now, pit road is not open yet. You guys mentioned that this will be under red or yellow flag condition. We've gone from red to yellow, but pit road is not open until they dry pit road. So pit road is still closed right now for the teams to come down, so they're not allowed onto pit road yet.
Rick, there's just something about these drivers when they sit around and wait. I expect this to be, exciting early. Even though we have 451 laps to go, even though the radar looks good, I don't think any team is expecting the race to halfway. It's just the frustration, the anticipation. They've been sitting in their motorhomes. Really, remember, these guys haven't been on the racetrack for a couple days now. They ran 30 laps last night, but they've been thinking about this race now. A little tease of practice, a little tease of the race, sitting in the motorhome, thinking about how their car is going to drive. They want to get out here and make laps, and there's something about it that I expect it to be exciting early.
Carl Edwards won the pole on Friday, and he chose the inside line to start the race. At the start of the race, Denny Hamlin was on the outside, and that outside line worked great for Denny initially, and Denny was able to get out front, lead the first 8 laps, but then it was Chase Elliott who used the bottom of the racetrack to get back by Denny Hamlin to take the lead away. So we saw the outside line work early, and then the lower or bottom line work later in the race.
And not just last night, but also Friday night. We saw the outside line really, the cars went to the front from the outside. So I fully expect Kyle Busch to start on the outside, even though we've talked about that resin on the bottom of the racetrack and the grip that it makes. Again, the drivers don't have evidence that it makes grip when it's not hot, when it hasn't been run on. So I fully expect when this race starts to see Kyle Busch restart on the outside.
Kyle Busch, the race leader, he's out front now. He was also out front in the Xfinity Series race. They were battling. It was Kyle Busch and Brad Keselowski fighting for the top spot when this took place.
2 guys racing each other for the win. We've said it over and over and over, Steve. If you're a Keselowski fan, you think it's Kyle's fault. If you're a Kyle fan, you think it's Keselowski's fault. Basically, it's 2 guys racing hard, trying to get a win. That's what these guys do. These Cup drivers, they go at it. They go at it aggressively. Winning in Bristol means a lot. And Bristol puts you in situations where you get in these races.
When you talk about those situations, we keep talking about the track and the groove moving around, but the simple thing is that when you have the opportunity to make a pass and complete a pass, especially for the lead, you have to take that position, and that's what we saw right there. 2 drivers trying to take a position. Kyle Busch thought he was making a pass, and Brad Keselowski defending.
After the race, when Kyle was out of the race, he made the comment he thought Brad Keselowski was a dirty racer, and Brad's response to that was, well, if he thought I was a dirty racer, then we're both dirty racers. And actually, listening into the 18 radio, Kyle Busch had this to say actually about the track conditions right now.
As soon as you see the bottom being grippy and guys being able to roll speed down there, let me know. Will do.
So that was just moments ago on the radio.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what we were talking about, is that these guys now know what to expect with this product that's been added to the racetrack. This is the first time this has ever happened. I mean,
right.
this is a brand new, it's an experiment. They're trying something. So they've seen now in 2 races at the start of the race, the bottom has not been the place to go. So that's why I said I thought Kyle would start on the outside. Carl Edwards picked the inside last night to start the race, but again, he only had 1 race sample to go on, and they added material before last night's race. So there's just, you don't know what the right thing to do is, but clearly it needs heat in it.
Beautiful sight. The sun is shining down on Bristol Motor Speedway. Let's go to Dave Burns.
And Rick, back just a moment to that Friday night crash between Brad Keselowski and Kyle Busch. Brad's crew chief, Paul Wolf, has been with him for a long time, and he said, we always hold each other accountable on stuff like that. Remember back at Watkins Glen when he got into Martin Truex Jr. on the final turn and they wrecked? That was going for 2nd place. I kind of questioned Brad on that, brought it up to his attention and said, man, that wasn't for the win, so that might not be such a great move next time. But last night, Friday night, I was totally on his side. He didn't have anything to do with that. He was just trying to race for the win, Mike.
And Dave, both sides of the story very aware of the situation. This track notorious for paybacks and things of that initially, and certainly Adam Stevens, the crew chief for Kyle Busch, very aware of it. I spoke with him yesterday, asking him whether or not he had spoken with Kyle about the situation. Said he had planned to, said he was obviously concerned that something might happen because of the reputation this racetrack has, and knows that emotions could boil over here today. Focusing on the race car, though, and trying to put that in the back of their mind. But at the same time, they're very aware that something could happen.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, man, as a driver, when you feel like someone doesn't give you the respect that you give them or the respect that you deserve, then when you have the opportunity to lift and give them a break, you don't. When you have the opportunity to do something for someone else that you do think gives you respect, you won't do that for the guy that doesn't give you respect. So, you know, every driver has their own code. They have to drive the way they think is best, but there's no question there's drivers that like each other and there's drivers that don't like each other. And it's all about the respect they feel like they get from the other driver.
Because they've gone a few extra caution laps here, NASCAR has told us that it will be lap 85 for the competition caution. So lap 85, that's 30 laps from now for that competition caution. Joey Logano just moments ago, the team communications talking about different lines around the track.
I don't know if the bottom's going to come back in again or not here. So I won't be ready for any of that. Let me know if you see anything like that happen and how high guys are, the highest one you see. If you get to know, we'll race hard, be aggressive like we did last night for a little bit. We got a long ways to go.
Long ways to go. And thankfully, it looks as though no precipitation in the area, so we hope to get all 500 laps in this afternoon. Now, as I say that, this afternoon, totally different as far as what the crew chiefs and teams were set up for last night. They were set up for a night race, and now we've got, you know, intermittent sun shining down onto this racetrack.
I think that's always a concern when you're expecting the race to happen at night and it happens during the day. But I think that really would affect a track that you have a tremendous amount of notes for more than a track like Bristol this weekend. And I say that because we've talked numerous times about the product that's been added to the racetrack. There's already a lot of question with all the drivers and crew chiefs about what lane you're going to run. So there's already so many variables coming into this race that I think the track conditions from day to night is just one more you can add to the list. I'm not sure if we're ever going to know if that made a difference because there are so many other question marks about the racing surface.
2x2, the cars are working their way around the world's fastest half mile, Bristol Motor Speedway. And looks as though the lights are off the pace car, meaning next time by, we will get back underway. There will be 442 laps remaining at Bristol. Again, the competition caution anticipated around lap 85. Kyle Busch has chose the outside line. Chase Elliott will restart on the inside line. What went from the Bristol night race, now the Bristol afternoon race on a Sunday. The pace car has made its way onto pit road. Field back into the hands of Kyle Busch on the outside, that number 18. Chase Elliott on the inside. Green flags back in the air. And a great restart by Kyle Busch. Denny Hamlin as well. On that high line, making it work. He takes second away from Chase Elliott. Martin Truex Jr. making the high line work also as he gets by Chase Elliott. Elliott trying to maintain his position, not fall back any further. He lines up and goes up a little bit higher now as a couple drivers come down to the bottom of the racetrack, like Jeff Gordon in the 88, subbing for Dale Earnhardt Jr.
The same kind of start we saw for the initial start of the race, that the top had grip early. But we saw it, the bottom come in 2 or 3 laps into that run. We'll have to see if the 88 here of Jeff Gordon will be able to make that bottom work.
As Chase Elliott stays in front of the 88. Chase Elliott in the 24, Jeff Gordon in the 88. The 42 of Kyle Larson making the high line work for him early in this race. Ryan Blaney just behind him in the 21, wearing the Virginia Tech colors.
With these multiple grooves like this, you can see Ryan Blaney trying to get on the outside of Jeff Gordon. When you get a guy that isn't in the best lane or his car doesn't drive well, if you can get him pinned down and get the line going on the outside, it's almost the same as losing the draft at Daytona and Talladega. You lose your momentum on the bottom. You just cannot carry the speed. So Ryan Blaney's trying to use the momentum of the guys that went before him to get by Jeff Gordon.
Jeff, no surprise seeing Jeff Gordon on the bottom of the racetrack. Spoke with his crew chief, Greg Ives. He said they practice about 80% of their laps down low, but they wanted to make sure they had the versatility to work the middle lane and the high line. And now you see Jeff Gordon working towards the top, trying to make that work. Everybody, it would seem, in the garage believing the high line, at least by the end of this race, will be the place to be.
Jeff Gordon got a really good restart. He restarted in 8th spot, and we saw him racing for 4th, so he got a really good restart. But then he tried to make that bottom work, and he lost a lot of those spots. Maybe trying to go to the bottom just a little bit early. As you see Ryan Blaney, as more time has got put on that lower lane, Ryan Blaney trying to make it work.
And we've been told as that rosin that was put down heats up, when there's more heat put into it, it gets stickier. So we'll see if that's working out for Ryan Blaney as he's trying the bottom line now.
It seems like patience is paying off for this 21 as we ride on board. Just watch how patient he has to be in the middle of the corner. Can't overdrive the bottom. If you're going to run the bottom of the racetrack, you have to be on the complete bottom, which is right against the apron. You see the left front tire of the 21 all the way down against that black sealed part of the bottom of the racetrack.
This is the concrete racing surface, and down below the racing surface, it's asphalt. That's the apron is different. But there is a rosin that was put down the first 18 to 20 inches from that apron up onto the racetrack, and that's what a lot of these cars are working on right now, trying to hook their left side tires on that rosin. Denny Hamlin running 3rd, but now the 78 of Martin Truex Jr. using the momentum of the high line. He gets by Denny, and the 42 of Kyle Larson, who normally runs on the high side of the track, also got by Denny Hamlin, but used the bottom of the track.
Yeah, as soon as 78 and Truex went to the bottom, Larson went to the top. Wherever they are, that's where you have to go. So that's what we were hoping to see with this racetrack is options. Be able to run the bottom, run the top, run all over the racetrack.
Shorter run car for Denny Hamlin as he has fallen back now. Hamlin all the way back to 6th after running up in 2nd. Kyle Busch still has about a 2.5 second lead over Ryan Blaney. Blaney has moved up to 2nd. Martin Truex Jr. 3rd. Kyle Larson is 4th. Chase Elliott trying to hang on to his position. Parker.
You see Ryan Blaney, who's gotten up to the 2nd position, but it's no surprise for many people in this field. When I talked to a lot of crew chiefs and drivers, I asked, who do you feel is the main competition? Maybe a dark horse in the field. And they all pointed to that 21 car, Ryan Blaney, especially with his ability to have speed on the bottom. Although last night, he felt like the bottom wasn't there. With the heat of the day, he felt like the bottom was coming today, and you're seeing that right now.
And you see the chase bubble on the left. The reason why the 1 of Jamie McMurray is now above the cut line and Kyle Larson is below is because the 34 of Chris Buescher is in the top 30 in points. That moves him above anyone that has just points because he has a win and he's now into the top 30. Race for 30th, 11 points to the good for Chris Buescher. The number 34, he's racing against the 23 of David Reagan for that 30th spot in points.
Well, Rick, remember, this is Bristol. And we are, it's lap 78. There is a lot of racing left to go, and we've seen great runs be ended in the last 10, 15 laps at Bristol. So a lot of racing left to go.
Brad Keselowski in the 2. Casey Kane in the 5.
You talk about how long this race is at 500 laps. We heard Austin Dillon mention it at the beginning of the show, how he had to survive. He had to survive to the end of the race. He felt that's how he had the opportunity to win the Xfinity race on Friday night. He's looking to do the same thing again. Well, that survival at a place like Bristol with short half-mile, sub-16-second laps could even be a lap down, Rick. Even if teams lose a lap early in this race, I won't say it's no big deal, but that doesn't end your day. You need to stay patient, stay working on your race car.
More on Casey Kane. Let's go to Mike Mazzaro.
Yeah, Rick, I spoke with his crew chief, Keith Rodden, just before the race began today to get him an assessment on how he felt the first 48 laps went yesterday. He said they felt pretty good about it, especially how they were racing against the 4 of Kevin Harvick. You can see him right behind Casey Kane. Said they were holding their own with Harvick, and he felt like Harvick was one of the best cars on the track, so they felt pretty good about that. And since the restart, they picked up 9 positions, so they continue to move toward the front.
Thanks, Mike. It's loud down there, so obviously you could hear the car noise down there. The decibels in Bristol, about 140 decibels, which is about the same as a jet taking off if you're about 200 yards away.
You see the impact of a slower car, the impact that it does have. Reed Sorensen was having trouble and kind of held everybody up and allowed the 19 of Carl to get by the Casey Kane. But Carl Edwards has been going backwards, and this is what we talked about, the racetrack changing. He restarted this race. We saw him running really good yesterday. Restarted this race in 8th, and he's worked his way back to 11th. That's after getting by Casey. So He's struggling a little bit right now, probably needing the track to get rubbered up a little bit. This track is going to change, but Carl Edwards is one of those teams that the restart of this race hasn't worked well for.
And Rick, when we talk about being patient, there's no one on the track safe. Even the leader has to deal with traffic. If there's issues or contact in front of him, it easily could be right in front of the leader, so he's going to have to stay patient as well.
This is the competition caution. This is the second caution of the race. Anticipated this coming out, and so the 18 of Kyle Busch held on to the lead. A second and a half was the lead he put between himself and Ryan Blaney.
You see why it's so hard to stay patient, because look how quick the competition yellow got here. Laps, while there are 500 of them, happen very quickly.
Free pass will go to the 23 of David Reagan. Take a look at David Reagan was involved in this. A little bit of contact between the 23 and the 7.
Yeah, you see that's right in front of the 18 who had committed to the top above the 10. So if the 23 or the 7 had an issue and went up the racetrack, they would have been right in front of the 18. Parker?
The 21 car, Ryan Blaney, is going to pit out of second. He complained of being a little bit too tight in the center, and he wanted to get his track car back down in the in-car there. We're going to make a wedge adjustment, 4 tires to Sunoco fuel. Marty?
Parker Kyle Larson pits from third. He said, I'm tight at the exit of 2 and 4 and a small brake shake. He said, I don't know if the tight condition is because of the overnight cycle on these tires or what, but 4 fresh Goodyear tires for him, Mike.
Pretty much the same handling conditions for Jeff Gordon as he experienced last night. Loose off, although the car's a little bit more tight center here this afternoon. They're going to go with a 4-tire change and air pressure adjustment. Matt Kenseth, again, a 4-tire change. Pretty happy with the car. An air pressure adjustment there as well. And your leader, Kyle Busch, 4 tires. No adjustments. He's very happy with his race car. He's away.
He will win the race off of pit road. Ryan Newman right behind him. NASCAR on CNBC is brought to you by Goodyear, the official tire of NASCAR. Harvoni, are you ready? Smithfield Foods. And by Proudly Propane, clean American energy. 21 had a little bit of an issue on pit road. Slow stop for them.
Yeah, they did. They had a really slow stop. They were running second, and they had a slow stop, and they're going to restart about 11th. So a bad stop for those guys, but other guys had trouble as well.
Yeah, it happens quick here. The 42 is running third, speeding on pit road, has to go to the back of the field, as well as the 17 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
We talked about it. When you lose track position here, you put yourself in jeopardy of getting in wrecks that you would not have been if you were more toward the front.
And so with that, that will put them in the back of the field, and it will be interesting. Also interesting will be Greg Biffle and Brian Scott stayed out. They will restart the front of the field. Green flag back in the air. Brian Scott leading at Bristol. Greg Biffle falls back just a bit as Ryan Newman and Kyle Busch rocket past on the outside.
And this really makes it an aggressive track, an exciting track, even more exciting as you see Brian Scott trying to hold up the field, but 3 lines behind that is Greg Biffle, 3 wide in the middle on old tires.
And Ryan Newman battling for the lead right here. They only did 2 tires. They did left side tires on that stop. So 2-tire stop got them the track position.
Ryan Newman trying to take his top spot away from Brian Scott. Brian Scott battling back on the outside, using that high line, keeping the momentum up, and staying door to door with Ryan Newman. Newman using the bottom of the racetrack, looking as though he's going to be able to clear the 44 this time. He does. He takes the lead away. Martin Truex Jr. now up to 3rd. Kyle Busch working to the inside, trying to take that position away.
Right behind Kyle Busch and Martin Truex is 5-time Bristol winner Jeff Gordon, possibly his last race in the 88 car, trying to get back to victory lane in a track that he's had so much success.
Brian Scott running that high line now after restarting up front. Kyle Busch trying to use the bottom of the racetrack, hooking up those left sides to get by the 44. He does a little contact between Martin Truex Jr. and Brian Scott. Jeff Gordon taking advantage of that, and Gordon will get by in the 88.
I bet Jeff Gordon running 3rd.
Jeff Gordon subbing for Dale Earnhardt Jr. He said he had prior commitments for next weekend, will not be running at Michigan. Alex Bowman will substitute for Dale Earnhardt Jr. if Dale Earnhardt Jr. does not get cleared to race at Michigan.
And Rick, I spoke with Greg Ives about the situation pertaining to the 88 next week in Michigan with Jeff Gordon not being available. Jeff did tell me he will be there on Sunday, but he can't get there until then. In the meantime, the 88, not completely sure what they're going to do at the moment because they're not sure of the status of Dale Earnhardt Jr. So Greg Ives told me they're preparing to have a plan that would work for either Dale Earnhardt Jr. or Alex Bowman. The good news, Ives told me, is that they're in terms of their size, they're pretty close. So they wouldn't need to change the seat, just some fittings, and that might work if it's a late week announcement when they know all the details.
You know, Mike, if they are the same size, that really is advantageous because all these cars, most of these cars today have composite seats in them. You see a battle for the lead. They can just pour an insert in that seat to fit Alex Bowman, but it can be in the same seat that Dale Jr. runs.
Over the past few years, we have seen Ryan Newman point his way into the chase and run consistent, but really hasn't challenged a lot for wins, with the exception of when he was fighting for a championship and finished 2nd at Homestead a couple of years back. But Ryan Newman, after just leading, falls back to 2nd, but Ryan Newman really in a position where he's got to find victory lane and soon. Dave?
It's funny, I talked to Luke Lambert about that, Rick, on Friday afternoon, and he told me that they really feel better about this year, even though they're still not in yet. They feel more confident than ever about making the chase. I asked him why. He said, because our cars are so much better. They've given Ryan more confidence and us more confidence tuning on them. That's one of the reasons why they jumped for a track position idea, left sides only on that first stop.
Well, the aggressive pit calls is the right idea for the 31 to try to get to the front as he tries to hold off Jeff Gordon rolling the bottom of the racetrack. And rolling looked pretty successfully in that 88 car. But, you know, we talk about the 31 looking for a win. I think the other thing that is a kind of a check in the box on Ryan Newman's side is no one at Richard Childress Racing is really contending for wins. I think if he had a teammate that was waiting or contending for wins, the pressure would be even higher on the 31 car.
He's fallen back now to 3rd as Jeff Gordon has been able to get by and moves up to 2nd. How about that? Jeff Gordon, 2nd at Bristol, a 5-time winner at this racetrack after retiring at the end of last year. Got called up to substitute for Dale Earnhardt Jr. after he had a concussion. And so he has been running a few races out of retirement to do that. Joe Gibbs Racing drivers, the 11 of Denny Hamlin and the 19 of Carl Edwards running the high line, as Martin Truex Jr. has an affiliation with Joe Gibbs Racing running that lower line.
You keep seeing these drivers move around the racetrack. Carl Edwards on the bottom. Next thing he's on the top. Then the next lap he's on the bottom. They're looking for grip. because of the unknowns about where the fastest groove is, there's only one way to find out. Let's go there and try it. So you may lose a spot in trying it, but you have to go see if there's a place you can run that's faster.
This track is not only hard on the drivers, but it's hard on the vehicles. The 13 of Casey Mears has a great camera angle for us, gives us a great shot of the right rear suspension up underneath the car. We can see how hard it works here at the half-mile high banks. You see right here, we're looking bad at the right rear spring or Casey Mears, the right rear tire. You can see how much the tire loads when it goes into the corner and the rotor glows. You see right here, this is the bottom of the right rear tire. See how much it flexes when it goes into the corner. At the same time, you can see that's a rear rotor glowing red. That's how much brake he's using to get around this track.
And that rubber seat that's hanging on the right rear spring, it's not in the right rear spring, it's on the right rear spring. They've got it hanging there so they can take the tire off and just reach in and shove it into the right rear spring. So it's hanging so that the pit crew can make a faster stop, a faster change rather during the stop.
Newman trying to get by that 32 of Jeffrey Earnhardt. Out in front, Kyle Busch, 5-time winner at Bristol, the 31-year-old trying to make that 6 today. Bristol racing once again, this time on a Sunday afternoon. As we take a closer look at the battle for 30th presented by Sprint, Chris Buescher now 30th in the point standings, 11 points in front of David Ragan, who is 31st. Sprint's network reliability is now within 1% of Verizon. Switch today and save 50% on most Verizon, AT&T, or T-Mobile rates. Visit a Sprint store or sprint.com/network today. Things happen fast at Bristol as we see Greg Biffle working to the outside of Chris Buescher. Buescher following right in the tire tracks of Brian Scott. If you remember, Brian Scott and Greg Biffle did not come to pit road on the most recent caution. They restarted up front and have now fallen back. Brian Scott running 16th. Chris Buescher is 17th and Greg Biffle is 18th.
Guys, just want to update you on Tony Stewart. During that last round of pit stops, they planned to make a strategy move. The plan was to go with no tires in an attempt to achieve some more track position. didn't work because they got pinned in on pit road right behind the 83 of Matt DiBenedetto. Subsequently lost a lot of time, restarted 17th, and on those old tires has just fallen back.
And that's so hard, Rick. You know, it's easy to say, well, they should just call an audible and put 4 tires on it. But when you make those sort of last-minute decisions, you could have lug nuts being left off. You could have a penalty. So it's very hard to change that, you know, that call mid-pit stop. As we see the 19 of Carl Edwards is trying to join his Joe Gibbs teammate Kyle Busch in the front, too. He's attacking the 88 of Jeff Gordon.
Jeff Gordon trying to hang on to that second spot as Carl Edwards, who had won the pole but had fallen back, now fighting for that second spot.
Saw the 88 drop to the bottom. I thought he dropped to the bottom just to try to make sure he could get by Clint Boyer. Clint Boyer was in the top, and he just did get it done. You see Carl putting a little pressure on him, but we're going to see that all day long. We're going to see how slower cars impact what the cars do that are trying to pass them. You have to time that right. It looked like to me that's what Jeff Gordon was doing, but then he entered turn 3 on the high side. But see the 19, how much ground he lost on the straightaway off of turn 4 on the bottom.
There was a big wiggle by riding along with Clint Boyer, and that allowed Martin Truex Jr. to get by, as well as the 19 of Carl Edwards. So those cars passing Clint Boyer, and Clint Boyer now a lap down.
You know, another car that looks like it's in trouble of going a lap down, that 17 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is just in front of our leader. Rick, remember, he was speeding on pit road at the last caution. He restarted 34th, and he just hasn't made a lot of movement. He's running 28th. Dave?
When the race resumed, Carl was running 9th. He's made up positions since then. Maybe it was the pep talk.
We got a little breathing room. How about we take a deep breath, relax, have a little fun here. Loosen that grip a little. 10-4. Kyle's just running the right side, just above the grate, kind of diamond in the corner on exit, a little bit slight. Mostly 3 and 4, working down the hill. Still out there.
A lot of data to download today as that line changes around this half-mile oval, but a little encouragement can help as well, Marty.
Stay behind to Martin Truex Jr. When I talked to him after the rain last night, he told me we were really good and better than the cars around us, but what made me feel best about it is that we could pass on the bottom like he is right now, trying to get around Jeff Gordon, or we could pass on the top. That makes me feel good with the way this racetrack is shaping out. When I talked to Cole Purner earlier this week, he said the biggest thing right now, we just have to reestablish some consistency. We've had speed to finish in the top 5, but they have no top 5s in the last 6 races. That's a big key for the 78 team heading into the chase, Rick.
Yeah, they've been so good on a variety of racetracks, miles, mile-and-a-halfs, the big super speedways. They've hit it on virtually everything, and now Martin Truex Jr. trying to do it as well here at the half-mile. Bristol Motor Speedway he currently runs 4th. Brad Keselowski in the 2, making the momentum work on the high line as he gets by Kurt Busch in the 41.
21, Blaney, he's at 8th. He's had to claw his way that entire time. He went from 2nd all the way back to 12th, 13th, 14th on the restart because of that pit road problem. So done a nice job of getting back to 8th, not getting in any trouble, not getting a wreck. But you can see how a mistake, it takes forever to get that track position back.
And the team had told him, you've got a good car. You've got a great race car. Let's just be patient. We'll work our way back to the front. Parker.
Jimmy Johnson right now is back in 24th, in danger of going a lap down, and his team tried to make a strategy call. They came in and did 2 tires but had a slow stop, so he restarted 16th and has fallen all the way back to now 23rd at this point. Really, Jimmy Johnson on the radio, though, has only had one thing to say: I need more grip, and you have to think so with the lack of tires. Dave?
Joe Logano is battling for that, keeping that 22nd spot. Now, he resumed the race in 18th, and that was because they had to spend extra time on pit road repairing the right rear of that Ford. He hit the wall on his own. They wanted to make sure they had it right before they sent him back out. That was under green. He hit the wall.
Things happen fast, and it is tight here at the world's fastest half mile. Kyle Busch continuing to put cars a lap down. Welcome back. Let's take a look at the Toyota driver updates as Kyle Busch runs up front. Teammate Carl Edwards running second. Martin Truex Jr. in the third spot.
A lot of action on this racetrack. Guys having to run really hard. See the 41 of Kurt Busch on the very bottom of the racetrack coming up on the straightaway. You see how loose he gets. That's what a lot of drivers have talked about when they run the bottom. When they get to the straight, they get really, really loose. So the 41 of Kyle got loose, lost some momentum. Guys behind him caught him, but the other member of the Busch family, he is rolling, and he is putting some pressure on some really good teams. Joey Logano is right in front of him. Trevor Bayne, Jimmy Johnson. Some really good teams having to push right here to stay in the lead lap.
Think about that. Joey Logano has won the last 2 night races at Bristol. We know it's not a night race, but it is. Oh, you see a
Contact
big
there
movement
as
there.
Caution came out.
And that saves the 22. We were just mentioning close to going a lap down. The 22 saved, and we're here in the 7 got into the wall, Rick.
7 of Regan Smith, we believe, got into the wall. And you see that 7, at least the lettering looks like it's been rubbed off the right side tires. So Regan Smith
on the right side, but it's top right in the middle of the corner.
Bringing out the caution for the 3rd time in this race. Completed 157 laps on lap 158. Let's take another look and see if we can see where Regan got into the wall.
You see on the very top of the racetrack, if you get too high, you get above. I don't know if he got too high and got in the marbles, and that got him in the wall, or as quickly as it turned right. Not sure he did have some sort of problem.
Everybody trying to check up. Brian Scott being 1 in the 44. At 6 of Trevor Bayne got into the left rear quarter panel. So with the caution coming out, last time everyone was on pit road, lap 87. With the exception of Brian Scott and Greg Biffle.
One big advantage that Kyle Busch has is he's gotten through the field so well that, you know, he's pretty far. He's got 3 cars between he and the 19 who is running second. And that's a big advantage because him coming to pit road, the 19 probably won't be able to pull right up to him, so it gives him a little bit of cushion on pit road.
Well, we just saw a lot of strategies. We saw teams stay out. The 16 and 31 stayed out. That didn't seem to help them. We had the 48 take, oh, excuse me, the 31 took 2 tires. The 16 stayed out. 48 also took 2 tires. All of those cars lost track position and lost it quickly. So you expect all the leads to come to pit road, and I expect to see all of them take 4 tires.
That's right there.
Kyle Busch will lead them onto pit road. Parker?
Chase Elliott will pit out of 5th place. In the spring, in his first race here in the Cup Series, he finished 4th. He felt like this is a really good track for him. He's going to do 4 Goodyear tires to help and make an adjustment in the right rear to help a tight in the center condition Sunoco field. Marty?
Martin Truex Jr. is running different lines on different ends of the racetrack, Parker. He's running the bottom of 1 and 2. He told Cole Pearn that part's good, but the top of 3 and 4 is where he's best, but it's too tight to run up there. Quick stop for the 78 bunch, 4 Goodyear tires and Sunoco fuel. Mike?
And Marty, Jeff Gordon's been saying he's been tight center, loose off. He's been trying to correct it from inside the race car, working the track bar. They'll make a 4-tire change there. Meanwhile, your leader, Kyle Busch, this is the first adjustment they've made on the chassis today. He's been pretty happy with the race car. Just tight center, Dave.
The pole sitter, Carl Edwards, has his mojo back 9th to 2nd on that run. 4 Goodyear tires, full of Sunoco fuel, air pressure reduced in the right front to help his entry.
Pretty close. It could be Carl Edwards taking the top spot at the race off pit road.
Some camouflage is made to stand out. Just in time for hunting season, introducing the Silverado Realtree Edition. Check it out at Chevy.com. Chevy Silverado, an official vehicle of NASCAR.
Close calls on pit road.
You just see the 41 has to swing wide to get around the 21. And the 24 is trying to exit to his right. We're going to see this all day long here on pit road. Very, very small pit stalls. And then a close race to the timing line, leaving pit road to see who would be scored first. Carl Edwards barely edging out Kyle Busch.
It looks as though Carl Edwards is going to choose the outside line for the restart. Kyle Busch will restart on the inside. Jeff Gordon and Martin Truex Jr. making up row number 2. 2 by 2. They make their way back through turns 3 and 4. Chevy pace car off of the track and onto pit road as they enter the restart zone. Way up the racetrack goes the 19 of Carl Edwards, and Jeff Gordon will follow him. Gordon takes second away from Kyle Busch. Denny Hamlin now working the bottom of the racetrack, trying to catch up to his teammate, the 18 of Kyle Busch. 3 different lines being taken by all 3 of the top cars.
Kyle Busch's car looks really loose right now. Gets in the middle of the corner. You see the back of the car step out. Not a lot of grip right now. He'll take it off. It will probably get better. Too loose right now.
Denny Hamlin trying to make the bottom of the racetrack work right near the left rear quarter panel of the 18 of Kyle Busch. Up the racetrack goes the 88 of Jeff Gordon. We'll see what line he runs through turns 3 and 4. Up high again, big wobble. Gets into the wall as he comes out of 4.
Come on, stay up high, stay up high, stay up high. Good, right sides are good, Greg.
And he's got that tire debris all over his tires. It's going to take him just a little bit to get going. He's got to get that tire debris off. He got so high off of turn 4 that hot tires picks up that rubber, and he's going to take a lap or 2 to get it cleaned off.
The car snapped so quickly, I didn't know if he had a tire down, but obviously he doesn't. He's back up to speed, just trying to maybe catch his breath and find a little bit of a rhythm at this point, get that debris off. As you mentioned, you see here, he goes up the racetrack, and I thought he was just trying that high line, a little unsuccessful in the low line, but the car really snaps on exit.
Yeah, got really free. Now right here, he does a nice job of not making really any contact with the wall, but he got so high that he did get that rubber on his tires. He was running 3rd, and this move took him all the way back to 16th. So this track right now is fast, and you have to attack. And when you attack, if the car gets away from you, it gets away from you before you even know you're loose, and that's what happened with Jeff Gordon. So cost him a lot of spots.
Here, Kevin Harvick jump out of the gas. He wasn't sure if the 88 was coming around and coming down the racetrack or not. Recovering well, final little, and you see a big wiggle out of Kyle Larson running the top of the racetrack.
With the speed this track has, Steve, you and I talked about it in practice on Friday, and you use the word commitment. It takes commitment from the driver. The driver's got to stand in the gas and trust the car's going to stick. You see the same time with Kyle Larson. He's in the throttle, and it just doesn't stick, and he gets really loose and has to chase the race car.
Well, put it in perspective, Rick. 4 years ago, the pole speed was a 15.6-second lap. Everyone inside the top 10 has run sub that. Their leaders are at 15.1, 2s, and 3s, so almost a half a second faster than what they sat on the pole with 3 or 4 years ago.
And Steve, I can promise you that Kyle Larson's going to be committed to that high line. As soon as we say that, he goes to the bottom of the racetrack. Remember that speeding penalty early on? He restarted 33rd. He's made his way up into the top 15 now, actually right now running 16th. And there's a lot of pressure on this race team. When I talked to Chad Johnson, his crew chief, earlier this week, he said, we don't think we can get into the championship in the chase on points. We think we must win. And furthermore, we think it has to happen this week or next week at Michigan. Jeff, that's a lot of pressure on a young driver and a young race team to say, hey, not only do we have to win to get in, but we think it has to happen at 1 of 2 racetracks.
That is a lot of pressure to put on a single race or a few races, but you know, I think that team is correct. I think they need to have the mindset that they need to win, but they can't. He doesn't need to drive as if he doesn't win, the world's coming to an end. He needs to drive, be consistent, keep himself in position, because at this racetrack especially, anything can happen.
Top 3 drivers, all from Joe Gibbs Racing. Carl Edwards, Kyle Busch, and Denny Hamlin. And the right side of your screen, you see the two young drivers, Ryan Blaney and Chase Elliott. Seems as though those two drivers continue to run near each other on the racetrack almost week in and week out.
I was thinking the same thing. We saw them get in an accident together at Kentucky. Every time we look up, it seems to be they're in the same area of the racetrack battling.
When I say young drivers, Ryan Blaney, at the age of 22, out of High Point, North Carolina. Chase Elliott, 20s. He's a 20-year-old out of Dawsonville, Georgia. Parker.
Greg Biffle, who's currently in 23rd, is a great example of when we talk about how loud and how quick everything happens at this place. Just before that last caution, his crew chief, Brian Patty, came over the radio and said something about 10. Greg thought he said pit. Greg pitted, ended up getting there just before the caution came out, and now relegated back to 23rd.
That would cause deep breaths on top of the pit box.
Oh, yeah.
From this crew chief, Rick. But you're right. That's how difficult everything is here as you ride on board with Clint Boyer.
Greg Biffle, one of the four that used the wave around to get back onto the lead lap. 23, the 13, the 16, and the 83, all using the wave around to get back onto the lead lap.
Well, the biggest mover since the start of the race. We talked to him before the race. He said he really liked his car, or he didn't love his car, but liked the lap times. The 4 of Kevin Harvick, plus 20 spots all the way up in the 4th position, running into that Chevy behind the 3 Toyotas of Joe Gibbs Racing.
And Steve, he started this race last night in 24th. He got up to 16th, and then when we initially restarted the race today, he drove all the way into the top 10. Rodney Childers' crew chief talked about how he felt like their lap times last night were really, really good. The only thing he's fighting right now is that he's crazy loose. But Rodney came on the radio and said, "You're still fast, bud."
You know what that means, Jeff?
Is that right, Jeff?
You're going to be loose most of the day, buddy, because I don't think I'm going to tighten you up.
Speaking of loose, Kyle Busch trying to make the top work, so how loose he was on the exit of 2. But we've heard that a lot this week, how the drivers are all loose. But if you get the car tighter where it's comfortable, it's slow because it doesn't roll the middle as well. So you have to pick the poison, so to speak, at this racetrack. You'd rather the car turn. You'd rather be a little bit free and have the car turn than be tight. On a long run at Bristol, if you're tight, it's going to get tighter and tighter and tighter. Kyle Busch continuing to try to work the outside line.
See the sun shining on parts of this racetrack. As Carl Edwards trying to stay in front of Kyle Busch. Mike.
Well, Rick, we talked about the demands of this racetrack, the physical demands. Well, Kyle Busch may be experiencing some of them right now. He radioed in and said, "Next time in, guys, give me a bottle of water with some Goodies headache powder in it. I've got a pretty bad headache right now." Aside from that, the race car is pretty good. That might make him feel a little bit better, although he says he's sliding on entry and just a little bit tight on landing.
And it was Kyle Busch who was able to take away the top spot from Carl Edwards. So Edwards now back to second, Hamlin and Harvick third and fourth.
We talk about those 3 Joe Gibbs cars up front with the Hendrick cars all trying to find speed, all back here battling with the 5 of Casey Kane, the 48 of Jimmy Johnson. Look how loose the 5 gets in the middle of the corner. Luckily, the 48 of Jimmy Johnson on top of it between his spotter. Probably didn't have even time to hear from his spotter, get out of the gas, stayed out of the rear bumper of his teammate. Happens very quickly. Could have been serious battling for 16th.
Yeah, that battle for 16th doesn't sound great, but remember, Jimmy Johnson was one of those cars that was in danger of going a lap down not long ago. So even though right now their results don't look great, they're clawing their way toward the front. So I think if that run before had gone another 25 or 30 laps, the 48 may have been a lap down, but right now they've distanced themselves and are running in 15th spot.
The battle for the third spot as Kevin Harvick trying to take it away from Denny Hamlin. We've seen Hamlin have good runs early in a run and then has fallen back, and once again it looks as though that's going to be the case as he loses the position to Kevin Harvick, and now Martin Truex Jr. all over the back bumper of Denny Hamlin. Harvick moving to the front, but he's got a ways to go. He's got 1.7 seconds he's going to have to make up if he wants to catch Kyle Busch. Next Sunday, Sprint Cup Series will be in Brooklyn, Michigan. Race coverage begins at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Last two Michigan winners, Matt Kenseth and Joey Logano. They both started on the pole in that race. A lot of speed at Michigan. A lot of tight racing here at Bristol. Out front, it's Kyle Busch in the 18. Carl Edwards running second in the 19. More on Joey Logano. Let's go to Dave.
Well, Rick, remember, he won this race for the past 2 years, but he's got some trouble today. Power steering on the 22 is not right. He feels like the front end is shaking when he tries to turn the steering wheel. That can get a guy upset and lead to some terse communication with his team.
You gotta be more aggressive. We gotta get up. Oh, we gotta take it. Okay, careful what you push for. All clear. Your job is to keep him calm, not argue with him.
So crew chief Todd Gordon jumped in there at the end. Tab Boyd, his spotters, trying to find him all the places he can to move up or down. But Joey right now is struggling with the car. Parker?
Kurt Busch is in sixth right now and has been struggling with a car that is very tight as he gets late in the corner right now. They made a wedge adjustment in the last stop. He said, Tony, that did not work. We need something else.
How loose he gets as they battle off for position. You know, he said he was tight. What happens when you're tight, you get to the middle of the corner, you have to put a lot of wheel into it. You get slower than you want. Then you have to get that momentum going. So you have to get in the throttle, but you have a lot of, the steering wheels turn, the front tires are turned. As you leave the corner, the front tires eventually hook up, and now the back gets unhooked. So drivers talk about tight. A lot of times that leads to being loose on corner exit.
In the radio of the 22, we got the eavesdrop on the 22, but you could scan probably all 40 cars. Welcome to Bristol, right? I mean, everyone just gets agitated, whether you're on top of the pit box or on top of the stands or in the driver's seat.
And I'm not so sure the spotter's job is to keep Joey Logano calm. I think the spotter's job is to have Joey Logano do the best job he can on a given day. And the spotters and the drivers have a communication where they can yell at each other from time to time. If you have that relationship, it's okay to raise your voice, to get upset at one another. You're both on the same team. You both want the same thing. So as long as you understand that you're on the same team, it's all good.
Well, understanding the goal is really the key. You look at up and down through the field, we have cars that have won races. We have cars that need to win races. You have cars like Ryan Blaney right here trying to make the chase. And then you have the 34 of Chris Buescher, well documented, able to get that big win at Pocono in the fog, in the rain, but has to be in the top 30 in points. And here he is behind A.J. Allmendinger running in the 16th position. That's what this team needs to do. Top 20s will get this 34 car into the top 30 in points.
And they're already there as of right now in the 16th position, as you can see, trying to get more and get around A.J. Allmendinger as we're right on board with Chris Buescher. Remember a few weeks ago, he told us that they were getting full Roush Fenway support starting as soon as they won that race at Pocono. Chris Buescher told me the place that's going to help the most right here this weekend at Bristol and Richmond in a couple of weeks. In fact, this is the brand new car they had a couple of weeks ago at Kentucky, and they were terrific that weekend in practice, qualified well, raced well, until they got in a wreck. He was so excited to bring it here. They think they'll have good performance with it. But the biggest key right now, that 34 car in the chase as of this moment.
Listen, Marty, you talked about the technical support from Roush Fenway. Well, they're doing more with that support than the Roush Fenway teams are. I mean, they're outrunning all the Roush Fenway teams. So they got an opportunity to get some help, and they're taking full advantage of it.
In front of Biffle, in front of Bain, in front of Stenhouse Jr. So they have done very well with that assistance that they have been given from Roush Fenway Racing. Parker.
Ryan Blaney, who's actually currently battling right there with Kurt Busch, Denny Hamlin for the 6th spot, has had a lot of trouble on pit road, but he's had a very fast race car running as high as 2nd. But he's also got another bit of trouble in that race car. He has a terrible vibration when he's on the brakes, and the tires have a wobble to him as well. He sounded very concerned when he came across the radio.
So Ryan Blaney running the high line now, just behind the 55 of Alex Kennedy.
And that's what they're trying to do. Alex Kennedy is creating an opportunity to set a pick. So they're all trying to race to the 55 car to try to take advantage of him. You see both those guys eventually clear him, but these guys are racing. They were rubbing, they were banging fenders, getting in the corners on the straightaways. Good hard racing. And I think that the slower cars offer an opportunity for passing zones.
Denny Hamlin still trying to make the bottom of the racetrack work, but Ryan Blaney's able to make the high side work for him as he's been able to get by, as does the 42 of Kyle Larson now. Chase Elliott is up there also in the 24.
Rick, you mentioned a moment ago, Denny Hamlin's so good at the short run, but it just seems that the car gets too tight about 30 laps into the run. Mike Wheeler, I talked to him a moment ago. He said, we've got to do something to make it better, but clearly we have a short run car, not a long run car this afternoon so far.
Good battle on the racetrack has been between the 43 and the 3. Eric Almirola in the 43, Austin Dillon in the 3. Austin Dillon won the Xfinity race on Friday night. Take a look at this. Is this Bristol racing? A little bumping there?
Well, it's happening lap after lap. The intensity's picking up. Well, guess why? Because the leader is right behind these guys. The leader's coming. They know if they don't get going, they're going to get lapped. There you see the 18 car. That's the guy they're trying to beat.
Trying to stay in front of the 18 of Kyle Busch. Currently, 23 cars on the lead lap. Close race now for the lead as Carl Edwards works to the inside of that 18.
And don't look much farther behind that 19, but there's the 4 of Kevin Harvick. We mentioned big move from the start of the race, up 21 positions. He's just looking for an opportunity. Seems like he's had the speed to get to the bumper of the 19, just hasn't found a way by yet.
Exciting to see the bottom of the racetrack working as well as the top. Carl Edwards trying to hook the bottom, trying to get the momentum up as he comes off of the bottom of the racetrack, staying in front of the 4 of Kevin Harvick, trying to get by the 18 of Kyle Busch.
Look how good the 4 of Kevin Harvick rolls the bottom of the racetrack, go right up to the bumper of the 19. Now he's going to look in the middle of the racetrack, try to find some grip. But look at this acceleration. He kind of gets it pointed down the hill, Jeff, and can get the throttle down.
Yeah, watch the 19. Look how fast he is in the middle of the corner. But right now, he cannot leave the corner as good as the cars can in the outside lane. So on the bottom, rolls the middle quick, everything's good, he goes to the throttle and just can't stay in the throttle to carry that speed on corner exit.
And he can't clear the 44 of Brian Scott. Brian Scott has been able to hold on to that position. Brian's not on the lead lap. He's the first car scored a lap down. Carl can't get by him. Kyle Busch continuing to lead at Bristol.
I'm Lisa Marsh Ryerson, president of AARP Foundation, and I'm thrilled to be here today with the Drive to End Hunger team, cheering on the number 5 Kasey Kahne. This is our 6th year here at the tracks, working with Hendrick Motorsports, 5 years with Jeff Gordon in the number 24. Now Kasey leading the charge to leave hunger in the dust. Race fans, you've been terrific. Over 10 million older adults are hungry in this nation each and every day. Together, we've packaged and delivered over 34 million meals. Text today 50555 to make a $10 donation to end hunger.
And you text the word hunger to 50555. What a great cause to follow. As we see Drive to End Hunger on the hood of the 5 of Kasey Kahne. Kasey Kahne just in front of the 10 of Danica Patrick as they both get by the 55 of Alex Kennedy. Kyle Busch still under attack from Carl Edwards up front. Edwards trying anyway. He can get by that 18. Finally able to clear the 44 of Brian Scott, the lap down car.
And Rick, as the 18 moves his way through the field, these lap down cars are going to get tougher and tougher as he tries to pass the 17 of Ricky Stenhouse in the 27th position. These cars are a little bit harder to pass. They have a little bit more speed.
And you look at all the traffic in front of the 18 of Kyle Busch. What line do you choose to try to stay out front? Going to look to the inside of the 17, thought better of it. Checked up, and now will stay right on the back bumper of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Dave.
At the beginning of the run, when the 18 got by the 19, Carl Edwards told his team that the car just wouldn't turn in the center of the corner as well as his teammate. That seemingly has come back for the 19, especially when he runs that low line. The only thing that crew chief Dave Rogers told me would be the problem with running the low line, they have to be aware of tire wear. It's a tighter radius around here, and it can abuse those Goodyear Eagles.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr. already a lap down, 2 laps down actually for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. now as the 18 has passed him. 19 of Carl Edwards trying to clear the 17, so he has an open shot at that 18 to get by. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. speeding early on, reason for him being 2 laps down now. Now there's some clear racetrack between the 18 and 19. We'll see if Carl Edwards can take advantage of the low line and make it work for him. He used that line to win the pole on Friday. But he goes right back up to the high side of the track and follows the 18 as they go into turn 1. Tony Stewart in his final Bristol start, now 4 laps down, had a tire going down, had to come to pit road under green flag conditions. That's why he's 4 laps down. Coming up on the 16 of Greg Biffle.
You know, one car that we've been watching move his way through the field, and somebody that whose team looks like they're getting better as this year goes on. The one car of Jamie McMurray. He got by Chase Elliott, got by Denny Hamlin a little while ago, and he's worked himself up to 8th place. So a team that right now looks fairly safe in the points, but they need to run better if they want to make some noise. If they do make the chase, the one car of Jamie McMurray having a good run.
And Jeff, you know, it's funny, Jamie and I were talking about that yesterday. He said, you know, we're building momentum at the right time. 4 top 10s in the last 8 races, and when better to do that if you think you might make the chase than August and leading into September. He said the car started really, really good on this run, but then it got tighter the longer he went. So Jamie hoping it gets a little bit better the longer they run.
After this one, it'll be just 3 races until the playoffs for the Sprint Cup Series. And once again, the 18 trying to get by, and this time now the 19 has a run. Carl Edwards tried that high line but got blocked by the 98 of Cole Witt.
You see the right side of the 31 on the right side of your screen, Rick. Looks like some heavy damage down the right side. Must have made contact with the wall, Mike.
Yeah, Tony Stewart on pit road for the 2nd time in the last 30 laps, guys. They're taking a very close look at the right side tire. They thought they had a tire going down or a loose wheel on the last stop. The vibration did not go away. That's why Stewart's on pit road once again.
Debris on the racetrack brings out the caution for the 4th time. One of Ryan Newman was running 14th when he was then on pit road for that issue. It looks like an air duct on the racetrack down on the apron there that will bring out the caution. Kyle Busch out front. He's led 188 laps. Carl Edwards has led 31 laps but runs 2nd. And these two continue to fight for position.
Saw the 31 on pit road a little while ago with damage on the right side. Oh, that's a big hit. And you see the duct came out of his car, so it looked like to me he had a right front tire failure. Pretty big impact.
Hard hit for Ryan Newman. Brought him to pit road. And who will be making their way to pit road as well now that the caution has come out. a little over 90 laps since the last time they were on pit road. The 16 of Greg Biffle will get the free pass as the 18 of Kyle Busch leads the lead lap cars onto pit road. Parker.
Kevin Harvick pits out of third. He's been incredibly fast this race, starting 24th yesterday and driving all the way up in the top 3. He's been fighting a lack of side bite. They're going to do 4 Goodyear tires and Sunoco fuel. Marty?
Parker, after speeding penalty on the first stop of the day, Kyle Larson has now rallied from 33rd to 4th. He said, I'm really good here. I don't want to make any changes to the car, especially in 1 and 2. If anything, I'm losing grip in 3 and 4, so there'll be no changes, just 4 Goodyear tires for that 42.
Marty, Kyle Busch has led over 180 laps in this race so far. For the first time, he has a small complaint. Feels like there's too much air in the tires. It feels like the car is bouncing. He described it and made an analogy to basketballs, a 4-tire change, air pressure adjustment, and fuel for Kyle Busch, Dave.
Micah Crewman has already made the chassis adjustment for Carl Edwards. Just a little bit of wedge to help the car at the beginning of the run turn a little better. 4 Goodyear tires full of Sunoco fuel.
And the 18 is going to win the race off of pit road. Carl Edwards will come off second. NASCAR on CNBC is brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. Sprint, proud sponsor of the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. AutoZone, hoods up America. AutoZone has everything you need to get in the zone. AutoZone. And by Credit One Bank, the official credit card of NASCAR. Kyle Busch has been impressive at this racetrack. 17 Bristol NASCAR Touring Series wins. That's the most all-time. Presented by Sprint. Sprint's network reliability now within 1% of Verizon. Switch today and save 50% on most Verizon, AT&T, or T-Mobile rates. Visit a Sprint store or sprint.com/network today. Eric Almirola has had a battle with the 3 of Austin Dillon all day, but on this most recent pit cycle, 43 struggles to get into his pit stall.
He overshot his pit, and the tire changers very smartly did not start working on the car. You know, if you start working on the car, it's the penalty. So you say stop, don't work on the car, put the jack back down. Now they move the car back and make the changes.
What about Kyle Larson? Pretty impressive run for the driver of the 42.
Extremely impressive. We saw 2 weeks ago at Watkins Glen getting spun out on the last corner of the last lap, cost him a ton of points. He had a speeding penalty early today, has already driven all the way back up to the 3rd position. with just a little under half the race to go. I think this is a race he has to look at. He needs to really be aggressive and try to win this race.
Green flag back in the air. Kyle Busch on the outside, Carl Edwards on the inside. Kevin Harvick taking advantage of the outside line. He'll take second away from Carl Edwards. Denny Hamlin trying to do the same. Hamlin has been very good on the short runs. See if he can make it work this time as he tries to clear Kevin Harvick for the third spot. Harvick holding on to second. Hamlin drops back to third. Kurt Busch, Carl Edwards fighting for the fourth position.
They got really tight right there. Kurt Busch had trouble getting in the corner. The 19 of Carl Edwards almost got into him. The 78 almost got in the back of Carl.
Bad race start for the driver we just mentioned. Kyle Larson, he has dropped back. Was third all the way back to seventh now.
Yeah, and Rick, that's really nothing he did wrong. It's just starting on the inside. It's so difficult. Even accelerating. See the 21 in the back of the 22. The 22's made a run. We've seen him struggling, but he's worked his way up to seventh. But that inside line is just not where you want to be on restarts.
And Jeff, they knew that before the restart. In fact, the spotter said, you know it's not going to go. Just give it a couple laps. And of course, as soon as he could, Kyle Larson shot to the top like Ryan Blaney's doing right there. And the amazing thing about what the 42 team did, remember Steve, you mentioned it, they were back in 33rd, made their way up to third, is it was calm on the radio. Chad Johnson calmly told him the penalty. Kyle never got upset. They just made their way through the field. They know they have a car that can win this race. Can they finish it off?
Back on how fast things happen at this racetrack. 22-42 fighting for a spot. 21 gets into the back of the 22, and that makes 22 loses a lot of track position to the 42 of Kyle Larson.
Well, I think Kyle Larson isn't the only Chip Ganassi car that has good speed. This one of Jamie McMurray also didn't get a very good qualifying run, but has all the way up to the 9th position. So both Chip Ganassi racing cars have shown speed today, but a little bit of mistakes. They're going to have to clean those up to compete for the win.
Mike.
It's been a long weekend already for Tony Stewart after a poor qualifying effort and then a snafu on pit road early today. Now they've got other issues. He experienced a vibration. They changed tires. It did not correct the vibration. Now they've got the car behind the wall, taking a very close look at it and making repairs, but they're repairs that Tony's questioning.
Honestly, in the big picture, is it even worth fixing? I mean, we can go home. I mean, I don't, if you can tell me something that we're going to gain, then I'm all for it, but I don't know. I take pride in trying to run all the laps I can here, but I'll look at it. You just look at the scoring deal and find out whether it's even worth doing or not.
So they've obviously decided to go forward with the repairs. They're replacing the right rear hub and the wheel assembly. Still work going on here as the car remains up on jacks.
Right now off the racetrack, Tony Stewart scored 38, and last night in an interview said this is definitely one racetrack he would miss in his retirement. 48 of Jimmy Johnson running the high line. Jimmy Johnson, one of those drivers who surprisingly was fighting to stay on the lead lap.
Almost 3 wide contact with the 38 car. We've seen Jimmy, back and forth on this race. He runs well, then he doesn't run well, but there's a little bit of contact at 38. I'm sure he thought Castle was going to be a little bit higher on the racetrack, but then it continued. The 15 of Boyer into the right rear quarter panel of the 48. He's not, right now, Jimmy does not have the pace he needs to have. We've seen him fight hard, trying to stay in the lead lap, gained his spots, but now he's he had gotten up to about 14th. Now he's worked himself back to 22nd, and he is the last car on the lead lap. So sense of urgency again for the 48.
41 of Kurt Busch just in front of Carl Edwards and Martin Truex Jr. That is 4th, 5th, and 6th between those 3 cars. Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, Denny Hamlin are the top 3. Clicking laps off at 15.7 seconds.
It feels like to me as we see Kyle Larson behind this battle, this side-by-side battle, I feel like he needs time. it seems like his car gets better as the runs go on, and they've got to try to find a way to restart on the outside, not to lose spots early. If you can just maintain and then get better as the run goes on, that's what I feel like Kyle Larson needs if he's going to win this race. The longer the runs go, it seems the better his car gets.
Well, I don't know if it's the longer the runs go, but as longer the race goes, the 22 right behind Kyle Larson, we saw him battling to stay in the lead lap. Now he's solidly up inside the top 10, back-to-back night race winners. Now we have the afternoon race at Bristol. And this 22's turned around their day already, still with over 200 laps to go.
There's a new battle taking place as far as for the 16th spots in the chase. Ryan Newman is currently running 29th. And the guy who's behind him in the points, the 42 of Kyle Larson, is running 6th. A little bit of contact continuing for Eric Almirola and the cars he's been racing against, including Casey Mears. NASCAR Race View gives you access to features that let you follow your favorite driver as if you're right at the track. Get live stats, leaderboards, driver and team communications, and more on all your devices. It's available now for an all-new low price when you visit NASCAR.com/raceview. New leader at Bristol, Kevin Harvick, has been able to get by Kyle Busch. He's out in front of Kyle Busch, Martin Truex Jr., Denny Hamlin, and Kyle Larson in the top 5. This is how he made the pass.
Clear.
Rather easily. Kyle Busch realized he was quicker.
Right corner, clear.
Parker.
Well, Rick, we talked all day about the speed in that 4 car, but his crew chief, Rodney Childers, had confidence before this day even started. Back on Friday, I asked him about practice. He said, you know, we've come here with a very similar setup to what we've run here in the past, and it may not fire off with a ton of speed, but it's good on the long run, and we've seen that in practice. We also have the versatility to run the bottom or the top, where you see him running right now. This team is not surprised to be leading this race at lap 298.
But surprisingly enough, Kevin Harvick has only won at Bristol 1 time, and that was 11 years ago, back in 2005. Kevin Harvick showing great strength at Bristol once again as he runs that high line and gets caught up behind some slower traffic. Ryan Scott, the 44, Casey Mears in the 13. with that traffic. That will allow the 18 of Kyle Busch to close the gap once again. Kyle Larson and Denny Hamlin. Hamlin working that high line, which we normally see Kyle Larson run. Larson down toward the bottom of the racetrack now as Hamlin passes the 42. Carl Edwards a little bit off the pace. Get back up to speed now as he runs 8th. Take a look on the restart. Carl Edwards on the bottom of the racetrack.
You can see how even leaving the bottom lane does not go as well as the outside lane. And then as you get to the corner, the bottom lane is not the place you want to be either. So right now, there's nothing good about running the bottom. When you leave, when they drop the green flag, you can't get going. The rear tires don't hook up. And we've seen that in the last 4 or 5 races here. And then when you get to the corner, the bottom's not good either. So everybody's going to be fighting to be on that outside lane. And Steve, I would say as these pit stops start happening, you may see people starting to slow down on pit road trying to get in that outside lane as you get lined up.
Yeah, I mean, I would much rather start 6th, even 8th perhaps, than 3rd on the bottom.
Yeah, something big's going on right now is the 31 with Ryan Newman. We keep talking about the chase, teams trying to make the playoffs. Well, with the trouble that Ryan Newman has had, he is now many laps down. He is 5 laps down and 34th, and that has moved him to 16th in points. But remember, this does not take into consideration Chris Buescher and his team that are now.
Actually,
I'm sorry, it does take it. Yes, it does. But you can see how close it is with the 42. It's only 13 points. This 31 car, 3 or 4 weeks ago, looked very, very safe. So talk about Bristol and the impact it can have. Right now, it's hurting the 31 team. Now, the teams racing him need to take advantage. They need to strike.
Jeff, he was back down pit road to change the right front tire, which had shredded. Damage from that initial hit continues to cause the 31 problems.
For Kevin Harvick, as the 18 of Kyle Busch trying to take the lead back. And around goes Kyle Larson in the 42. He goes sideways, caution comes out.
What a save by the 42 to not hit anything, to not overcorrect or get into that inside wall.
And really not lose the spot. I mean, may have lost 1 spot.
Probably gonna need 4.
Yes, you were going to need 4 tires.
They lost more than 1 spot for sure, but
he's running 4th, and it looks like the 41 of Kurt Busch gets right into the back of that 42.
Look at this.
And the 22 gets into the back of the 41. As Kurt was checking up, Joey Logano got into the back bumper.
How did he not spin?
Pretty impressive car control, isn't it, Jeff?
So you see the 42.
This is the 2nd race in a row that Kyle Busch has been running 4th and has spun out of that position.
I don't know if the 42 checked up or if he was just kind of checking up to turn down the hill to get a run off the corner. But either way, the 41 just doesn't get it timed right, makes contact with the bumper of the 42. And I'm with you. I mean, it's just, that's not luck. That's what I want to try to explain. Kyle Larson never quit driving that race car.
Was able to keep it going the right direction as race leader Kevin Harvick on pit road. Parker.
Kevin Harvick's going to pit out of the lead here. Rodney Childers came over the radio and asked him, do you need any more of that last adjustment? Kevin said, no. 4 Goodyear tires in Sunoco Field. Marty?
Martin Truex Jr. said, we're better on that run, but it cost me too much time towards the end of the run because we're losing front turn. He said, I just fade towards the end of the run. You're going to see a wedge adjustment, also an air pressure adjustment, trying to help that end of the run fade, Mike.
Marty, Kyle Busch also saying he's losing front turn. Needs it to last a lot longer over the course of the run. Also needs to be snugged up on entry. A wedge adjustment, Sunoco race fuel, and 4 tires for Kyle Busch.
Dave? Good recovery for Joey Logano this afternoon, and 9th to 5th on that run. Logano will get 4 tires. Just a slight air pressure adjustment. It was a little bit free at the start of that run for Joey.
5th caution has come out. A great save by the 42 of Kyle Larson. Denny Hamlin avoids as well. NASCAR America coming back on Monday. It's weekdays at 6 Eastern. It'll be a 90-minute show. Jeff, you and Steve will be a part of tomorrow's show, breaking down Bristol and looking ahead to Michigan.
It's a fun show. We get a chance to talk about all the stuff we see on Sundays and have a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah, we get to just dissect deeper into all these competitors, how their year has been, how their weekend was, what the prospects are moving forward.
And Steve, on Monday we'll be talking about Denny Hamlin speeding on pit road again.
Oh my goodness.
We've had that conversation many times this year.
Denny Hamlin once again speeding. It was too fast exiting this time. It's his 12th penalty this season, 8th speeding of the year.
Something they're going to have to get cleaned up. I know they're pushing, trying to get everything they can on pit road, but you know, as the chase closes, you have to clean those things up. You've got to get yourself where you're not making those mistakes, because remember, when the chase starts, points matter. You cannot give up points. More people will advance into the chase and into Homestead by points than they will by winning races. So you have to be conservative. Well, not conservative, but you can't be too aggressive and give away points.
So take a look at the Proudly Propane lap leaders. Kyle Busch has led 223. Carl Edwards 31, Harvick 24, and Elliott 14. Marty.
Well, Rick, a moment ago, Jeff mentioned that the games would start being played on pit road. You want to be on the outside for the restart. That's exactly what Martin Truex Jr. and his spotter Clayton Hughes did on that last stop. Take a listen.
18's getting ready to drop off the track. Like your third. If the 19 drops down here, we'll be fourth. He ain't gonna make it. He's gonna be third unless you slam our brakes here.
It's a game we normally see played at Martinsville. Now they're playing it at Bristol. That's how key it is to be on that outside. But Jeff, we've seen this before. Sometimes it can put drivers in a bad spot on pit road, can it?
Well, it certainly can, and the spotter's got to really be on his toes to make sure he's counting the cars correctly, make sure someone didn't stay out that will impact it. So it's a game you have to play, but it's a game that's not without danger.
2x2 once again. Field lining up behind Kyle Busch on the outside, Kevin Harvick on the inside. Paul Menard has made his way up into the top 5. It's Martin Truex Jr. in 3rd, Paul Menard 4th, Joey Logano 5th. They're in the restart zone. Green flag back in the air. Shock broke. Hearing on the radio.
Who was that?
Initially, it sounded like Kyle Busch.
Yeah,
but if that's
18 radio.
Yeah, if that's a broken right rear shock, he's running fairly well out front.
I'm losing right rear height. The steering wheel's going away.
So we're listening into the 18 of Kyle Busch, who's leading this race. Kevin Harvick chasing on the low line. Couple sparks on the right side of the 18.
Obviously, Kyle feels he has a mechanical issue of some sort. It's obviously something that's gradually going away. If it was a complete failure of the right rear shock or the shock mount, there's no way in my mind that 18 could be leading the race. Plus, I think we'd be able to see the car with a lot more movement in the middle of the corner. But he obviously knows he's feeling something, so we'll just have to continue to watch. With 179 laps to go, is it going to continue to get worse, or is this something they can overcome? Kevin Harvick right now, I don't think he believes the 18 has any issues.
No, because he can't catch it. He's a half a second behind and hasn't been able to close the gap. Kurt Busch running in 3rd, Martin Truex Jr. 4th. Paul Menard has dropped back to 5th. Dave.
And Brad Keselowski has a part on his race car that is malfunctioning. Listen.
Trying to stay in front of everything, but not doing anything. That's why my track bar ain't working. Stuck at 1-3 green.
That off the track bar adjuster inside the race car. The team told me that basically it would go down just fine, but it would only come up to a certain point. What kind of a problem does that represent, guys?
Well, you're losing an advantage. If every car out there has that adjuster and you don't, what you're losing is the ability to adjust your race car. And, you know, with the loads, we've talked all weekend long about how fast this racetrack is and the loads in the corner. If it will only come up to a certain point, perhaps the mount can bend or it can break. We saw the 7 Xfinity car after qualifying actually lose their starting position because they found a broken right side track bar mount that had to be welded. So that is a part that can fail here at Bristol. Marty.
Rick Denny Hamlin restarted 23rd after that speeding penalty. You want to add insult to injury? He just told the team he has a loose wheel. That's probably why he's not made much progress. They're going to keep him on the racetrack for now, seeing if they can get a caution, but obviously struggling with that 11 car.
And the loose wheel doesn't get any better.
Well, and the other big issue is even though under green flag conditions, you only need to use whatever pit road you're on, whether it's the front stretch or the back stretch, it's still, we've talked about how fast these laps are, Rick. You're going to lose at least 2 laps, perhaps 3. Unlike a big mile-and-a-half track, the penalty is even bigger at the short tracks.
And it's difficult identifying which wheel it is. So, you know, if you knew it was the right rear, then you come in and just change right sides. The 11 car really slow right now. I think he's about to pit.
Dropping down to the low part of the track. He is currently 23rd, the last car on the lead lap, and he will come to pit road. Carl Edwards alongside Kyle Larson. Paul Menard in the 27.
Rick is 27 of Paul Menard, changed only left side tires on the pit stop, gained some track position, but doing a good job of holding on. Marty?
Denny Hamlin and Mike Wheeler made the call to take right side tires only, and Denny coming down pit road said that tire's about to fall off. Yes, Steve, you got it right. A big call by Danny Stockman, left side tires only. Clearly something that RCR talked about last night because his teammate Ryan Newman did that earlier in the day. Stockman, as we expect, rolling the dice and gaining some track position for Paul Menard.
Yeah, we talked about that crew chief change a few weeks ago and trying to build confidence to the 27. I like Danny Stockman's call here. All right, kid, you want some track position? I'm going to give it to you. They're not expecting this 27 to go lead the race, but just hold these guys off. Try to gain some track position. But honestly, it's working better for the 27 than it did from the 31. He pitted from 15th, currently running in the 7th position.
You can see he doesn't quite have the speed of these 2 cars behind him, and it's got Kyle Larson in an interesting spot. Kyle Larson wants to go with the 27 and clear the 19 of Carl Edwards, but the 27 can't quite do it. The 27 gets slow right there in the middle of the corner, and it forces Kyle Larson. Now he's trying to make it 3 wide, so Kyle doesn't really know where to go here.
Again, it was Kyle Larson that spun coming off the turn after a little bump from behind from Kurt Busch.
And Kyle desperately wants the 27 to clear the 19. He's afraid to go with the 19 because if he does, then somebody's going to jump the outside of him and take that spot. Now Denny Hamlin out there on new tires.
And look what it's done to the group behind him, Jeff. It's really stacked up 6 cars. So now there's not a lot of room to move around. You have the 1 at McMurray, the 11 at Denny Hamlin, who's off pit road with fresh tires, going to try to move through these guys quickly.
Denny Hamlin came to pit road, lost 2 laps, so now he's 25th, 2 laps down. Parker.
Chase Elliott's currently 11th right now, but he's got a couple issues inside that race car. First and foremost, he's mad at himself. Before this last caution, he came on the radio and said, "That's not the line I ran in practice. I know better than that." But he also added that he needs his car to cut better late in the corner. He doesn't do that right now, and that's what he had in the spring that allowed him to finish 4th.
Kyle Busch out front. He's led 248 laps. Harvick running 2nd as we go NASCAR nonstop. You saw the pass on NASCAR Now nonstop. It was Kevin Harvick being able to get by the 18 of Kyle Busch. So Kevin Harvick out front once again. Harvick has led 27 laps. We heard earlier on the radio Kyle Busch complaining about he believes the right rear shock has broke. So will he be able to reel in the 4 of Kevin Harvick, or is Harvick going to check out on the field now? Martin Truex Jr., who's running third, is 4.2 seconds behind.
One car, Ryan Blaney going well, but struggling a little bit lately. Kind of working his way backwards. Right in the middle of the corner, see how loose he gets. And then the 34 of Buescher, who we've talked about, needs a good run. Had to go on the outside of him. Was hoping the 21 didn't come back and get inside of him. See how loose he got.
It's turning a lot to the right.
Yes, it is.
And the 14 is back out on track after their issues behind the wall. They have made it back out. With Kevin Harvick leading 1.8 seconds in front of Kyle Busch. Martin Truex Jr. 4.5 seconds back. Kurt Busch, Joey Logano, the top 5. Kyle Larson has made his way back up to 6th. Brad Keselowski is 7th. Carl Edwards 8th. Jamie McMurray 9th. Mike.
Well, Rick, as we heard earlier, Kyle Busch experiencing something wrong with the race car. Not sure if something's broke or not. They've encouraged him to try to drive through it. He's done his best, but this is what he just said.
Something's different in the right front. Yeah. Something's coming loose. The toe is going every which way, getting into the corners. Oh, yeah. Something's broke.
Crew Chief Adam Stevens has rallied the team and put them to work behind the wall, getting ready to bring the 18 in, perhaps to do service on it behind the wall at the right opportunity.
Something
and
broke
this
there.
May be it.
Yeah, he went sideways and it's broke, and now the caution's going to come out for the 18. Contact as well.
Larson in it. Kyle Larson's in it.
Kyle Larson got caught up in it. The 46. Justin Allgaier. Martin Truex Jr. involved.
That's what we've talked about, how quick it happens. The 18 spun by himself, but these other cars, as they're entering the corner so fast, you can't see around the corner. As you mentioned, Jeff, makes heavy contact with the 18.
Kyle Busch was running second position.
Coming at you guys.
Martin Truex Jr. was third, got caught up in it. You see the damage to the 78.
I think we saw smoke coming out of the back of the 18 car as he entered the corner. Right there. See the left rear tire smoking. Left rear quarter panel is damaged. I wonder if something broke in the rear suspension. There was, he talked about the car driving bad and strange. I wonder if something in the trailer arm or something in the track bar mount, something broke in the back of the car, I assume.
And then the 46 comes into the picture, committed to the bottom, it appears, and he makes contact with the 18. But I think he hit it dead on. If you look at the rear end housing in the 18 car, it's pointing really the wrong direction, not straight forward. The 46, he decided to go right, needed to stick with the position or the plan to go left.
He was on the apron.
Yeah.
And Martin Truex.
Big hit.
Place.
Martin.
Wonder how much damage is on the 42 of Larson. We keep talking about him having to have good races and have a win. And I wonder if this is going to take that opportunity away from him.
Well, you talked about the 31 having trouble. Kyle Larson hadn't taken that points advantage all the way down to 12 to get in front of him in the chase standings to the 16th spot.
And he didn't do anything wrong, right? I mean, that's Bristol. You can get in a wreck you had nothing to do with.
You see Kyle Busch's obvious disappointment. Good car, really until this mechanical issue. Maybe that is why the foregun. We don't know if that's why Kevin Harvick has been able to run him down.
He knew something was broken. He felt it early on. With Kevin Harvick out in front of Kurt Busch, Joey Logano, Kyle Larson. But again, some damage with the 42 of Kyle Larson. Brad Keselowski is scored 5th. Carl Edwards, Jamie McMurray, Austin Dillon, Jimmy Johnson, and Martin Truex Jr. also involved. Scored top 10.
So we go underneath the right rear in the 13. So this right here is the truck arm you mentioned, Jeff. But then also back here, it's hard to see, but this is the track bar mount right here. Here's the mount itself. So any of those positions that break as the track bar goes across right there, that's what holds the rear suspension in place, Mike. If any of that stuff fails, that's going to have that housing moving in the wrong direction.
Mike.
And Kyle's just gotten out of the race car. What were you feeling inside the car?
Something breaking, obviously. I don't know, it's a shame. Last few times we've been here, we've had really fast M&M's Toyota Camrys, and we haven't been able to finish. We've been having parts failures here. So something we got to address and fix. I'm really tired of losing races here with parts falling apart. So they'll hear about it on Tuesday. But the person that's really the biggest moron out there is the spotter of the 46 and the driver of the 46. I've been wrecking for half a lap, and they just come on through and clean us out. That's stupid. So, I don't know. Frustrating day. Let's go home.
Appreciate your time, Kyle. Obviously frustrated, and you can understand why after leading so many laps this afternoon.
And that is the third DNF, or did not finish, accident. Last 4 here.
Yeah, remember that 46? Normally Mike Lynette has that substitute driver. Some heavy damage on the 78 here, though.
Justin Allgaier is driving the 46. Martin Truex Jr. A lot of damage in the 78. Kevin Harvick, how does he take advantage of this? He's got 139 laps to go.
So we heard Kyle Busch talk about something breaking. He mentioned it was in the front end. It appears to me that it was something in the back, but look, the 22, the 11, the 78, they're all up top and slowed down. I'm a little surprised at the speed of the 46. I know things happen quickly here, but he definitely enters the picture in my mind a little bit quicker than some of the other cars, and then he just hits the 18 sitting there, which unfortunately for the 18, we don't know if what broke was fixable, but the 2 real big cars that are impacted are the 78 and the 42, Rick, because I feel those 2 would have been clean through, Marty, if the 46 didn't make contact.
Well, and that's what Martin Truex Jr. was saying. He said that he was very frustrated with what happened there. He said the left front, as you can clearly see, very damaged on that 78 car. Also some right rear damage where he hit the wall. Kyle Larson and his team talking through what they're going to do on the repairs coming up. They think they're still in contention. Larson says the steering wheel is straight. When pit road opens up, they'll try and fix that 42 up.
The steering wheel being straight means that the suspension is probably not bent. There's a mark on the steering wheel that the driver can look at, and if the toe is messed up, if there's something wrong with the steering, then to keep the car going straight, you have to turn the wheel to the left or to the right, and the driver can see that mark and tell that. So by him saying that the wheel is straight, that's a good sign, but there is still significant damage.
Well, now the challenge is, what does Chad Johnson do? Does he come in, put 4 tires on as fast as he could be to keep track position? Here's a good look from the 46. You see the 18 sitting there.
Back it off. Back it off. Nice and easy here. Big wreck over 2.
That was Denny Hamlin. He made it through clean.
Yeah, but Denny Hamlin was going every bit as fast as the 46,
I was going to say the same
right?
thing. I thought the 46 was fast, but Denny Hamlin was going the same speed as the 46.
And again, the 46 of Justin Allgaier had taken to the apron. He looked like he was going to go to the apron and then decided last second he was going to shoot back up the track and just didn't clear the 18 of Kyle Busch.
So, Rick, what I was mentioning on the 42 is, does Chad Johnson just put tires on it and keep his track position, currently in the 4th position, with 20 cars in the lead lap, or with 136 laps to go? Do you give up those 20 positions, tape the car up, and try to repair the downforce? You know, it seems obvious that you want to repair the car, but how much will you really improve it? Everything's kind of intact. There's a gap on the left front fender where the hood's wrinkled up, but you can sometimes, you know, track position might hurt more than any sort of repair you can make.
If the wheel's straight and the spotter can see that the hood's not going to come off of it, the hood pins are still in it, put 4 tires on it, man. You need to win a race. You need to have good points. And I just think that if it doesn't work, you're just not going to run well for a little while,
yeah,
right?
But you just said you need to have good points. So which is the right decision? Because say you
got to have great points. You got to have great points if you're going to get it done. That's a better word, right? Great points.
Yeah, he's 13 points behind right now Ryan Newman for the 16th spot.
So what are we doing?
Right, well, those are the small decisions, right? You say, okay, keep our track position. You restart and the hood blows up. On Monday morning, everyone say, Chad, what were you thinking? You should have repaired that car. If you tape it all up and nothing happens, you go back to 20th, you're on 20th the rest of the day, then it's Chad. What were you thinking? You shouldn't have repaired that car. So these are the decisions that crew chiefs need to make over the course of the year that aren't highlighted with wins, aren't highlighted with, you know, glory on Monday morning, but these are the 13 points the 42 needs to gain. These are the decisions that could determine whether he's in the chase in 4 weeks.
But remember, they said they thought they needed to win, so that will set their strategy.
And this all continues in a week when the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series heads to Michigan. Very high speeds there. A 2-mile racetrack where we'll see speeds over 200 miles an hour when they enter turns 1 and turn 3. Kevin Harvick is going to bring the lead lap cars onto pit road. Now we'll find out what the decision is for the 42. Parker.
Kevin Harvick pits out of the lead as crew chief Rodney Childers told him to be careful because oil had been laid down on pit road. It's going to be 4 Goodyear tires, only 6 gallons of Sunoco fuel and no adjustments, and a water bottle for Kevin. Marty?
Parker, to answer the Booth's question, they're going to do the best they can to fix the damage here in the time they have and try and not lose as much track position. So they're going to compromise here. They sent the rear tire carrier and changer over the wall so other guys could go over the wall to make repairs. Chad Johnson calmly said, let's get 3 pieces of bare bonds. Now you see those other guys going over the wall with the 3 pieces of bare bond, trying to tape that hood down for Kyle Larson. Again, Jeff, wheel straight. That's a very big key point that you were making, Dave.
3rd place Logano and 5th place Brad Keselowski are on pit road. They'll get adjustments. Logano needs to, his car was building tight or loose depending on how he ran. For the 2 of Brad Keselowski, he needs the front to work better if he's going to win this race.
Joey Logano, Keselowski could be up front on the restarts. Kyle Busch involved, and the helmet throw once again at Bristol. Kevin Harvick came to pit road as the race leader. Now he is back in 3rd. Up front, Joey Logano and Kurt Busch as they enter the restart zone. We're back to racing at Bristol. 129 laps to go. Fuel is no longer an issue. Restart under review as NASCAR is looking at it. Kurt Busch trying to take that top spot away from Joey Logano. Brad Keselowski was able to get by. Oh, and sideways goes the 41. Contact with the 2 of Brad Keselowski. Caution comes out. The 21 also involved.
Inside. Hold tight here.
Looked like the 41 of Kurt Busch got really loose off.
Kyle Larson also a lot of damage, as well as Brian Scott in the 44. See all the damage to Ryan Blaney in that 21. Look at the fluid come out.
Direct in front of us, and they all checked up, came up in front of us.
Yeah, just blew out of it. I think we're done.
And this looks interesting.
I don't think there's anything Brad could have done there.
No.
Get a replay of it, but it looked like to me Kurt just got really loose off of turn 2. So loose that I almost thought he had a problem, but get a replay and get a better view of it.
I think the drive shaft is blown out of.
Sounded like Kurt Busch there talking as we're watching Brad Keselowski work his way back to pit road. Taking a little look at what happened.
You see right there a big wiggle from the 41, just very loose, and now these guys behind him, there's nothing they could do.
No.
All of them, obviously the right side tires are up. I just think he got loose.
Yeah, and then Brad Keselowski had nowhere to go. And the rest of the cars just, you know he's coming back up towards the racetrack. So as they try to get slowed down, they just continue to make contact with one another.
Could have been a close call for the 24 of Chase Elliott. Not sure if he has front end damage or not, but he was very close. We see the 41 sliding there and the 2 just slamming into the driver's side door.
That view right there showed how close it was for Joey Logano, barely squeaking by with the right side of his race car.
48 of Jimmy Johnson just getting by.
Jeff Gordon cleared it down low.
Still there. 6 with the run. Caution's out, back it down, right. Go to the apron here if you can. All the way to the apron.
And now we know that Matt Kenseth also heavily involved. Right along with Kevin.
Whatever you want. One back, 4 by 4 by. Caution.
It always amazes me. You heard Kevin Harvick get out of the gas, saw the accident happen, but then has enough just talent, really, talent and sense to get back in the gas. Look at Jimmy Johnson for a big slide here. But, enough talent to get back into the gas to drive through the wreck before they have a chance to get up and get him. With the 24, Jeff, you were mentioning, it looks like some heavy damage to the hood and the nose. It'll be interesting to see if there's any damage to the cooling system. That's right up there in that area.
See, Paul Menard had the right front tire locked up to try to miss the wreck, so he may have flat spotted it.
Locks it up again. Coming at us.
Look how fast everything happens. So right along with Blaney. Watch how quick this happens.
6 with the run. Caution's out, back it down, right. Go to the apron here if you can.
People ask why is it so easy to get in a wreck in Bristol? There you go. What could Ryan Blaney have done different? Absolutely nothing he could have done.
Kenny Hamlin hard on the brakes. So Brian Scott sliding in there late to the left in the 44. Dave.
Right front control arm, right front shock, right front brake lines being called for to fix this 2 car before Brad can get in the race again. And interestingly, Joey Logano wondering very much what everyone was seeing from the video because, he wanted to know what it looked like because he didn't feel like he got into the 41. Marty?
And Dave, the repair continues for the 42 car. Left rear damage now after they got the left front damage fixed. You see the guys over the wall trying to pull out that damage for Kyle Larson. Steering wheel still straight for what that's worth, but clearly very frustrated with how this afternoon is going for the 42 car. They came in the first time, took on left side tires. This time they took on right side tires, and now they're trying to fix that damage. And Rick, you see all those cars involved in that wreck.
10 cars involved in the wreck on lap 373. Riding along with Casey Mears, this is what he experienced. NFL kickoff weekend on NBC. Thursday, September 8th. It's a rematch of Super Bowl 50. The Panthers visit Super Bowl champion Broncos. And 3 days later, it's Sunday Night Football as the Cardinals host the Patriots. Parker.
Matt Kenseth back here in the garage. And Matt, Kevin Harvick actually came over his radio and thought there was maybe oil even on the track. What happened out there?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think I just watched the replay. I think Kurt spun out. But I saw the cars wrecking, and Crazy told me there's a wreck, so I started slowing up as much as the guy in front of me. And Chase got me from behind and turned me in the fence. And I'm not sure where Blaney was going. I'm still not sure. He lifted, and he just finished us off. So just kind of the wrong place at the wrong time.
Unfortunate end to Matt Kenseth's day. Dave?
Standing by with Brad Keselowski, who's getting a first look at the accident there. Yeah, you're already out to the left of the picture there, but what'd you see, Brad?
Yeah, I couldn't really hear you, Dave, but something happened to the 41 in front of us, and he got sideways. I don't know if he had contact with Joey or if he just got loose, but once he got sideways, we were already all kind of digging. I never saw him until I was in his door, so heavy hit. I hope Kurt's all right. I guess maybe I hit him more in the left rear than in the door, but it's a shame. We'd been working on Auto Trader Ford, and we had gotten it up towards the front, and we had a lot of short run speed. We were hoping the race would play out that way at the end. We would have had a shot at it if that was the case, but instead we're here in the garage. So try to get a finish out of it, but bummer day for us.
How tough was it without full use of the track bar adjuster?
Yeah, I don't know if something broke or what. We'll figure that out later, but the track conditions just keep changing so much. It's hard to keep up with, and we'll do the best we can.
Brad's going to try to get back in the race if that crew can make the right repairs to the two-car, guys.
It's looking like a modified right now. They've almost cut the entire front end off of the two of Brad Keselowski. Brad was running up front in third. Now Joey Logano is scored as the race leader, and Kevin Harvick will be running second. Parker.
Paul Menard is here in the garage, and it looks like the team is going to work on the radiator. It looks like he got a puncture through the nose in the radiator. They're going to try and cut that old radiator out and put a new one in. Does not look like he's getting out of the car.
It's too bad. He was having I'll say a decent day, not a great day, but running up inside the top 15 for a good chunk of the day. And you can see, the nose is intact, but you can see kind of there's some damage between the lower grille and where it says Chevrolet right there on the right side. So maybe a bumper bar went through and all it takes is a small hole. Once it lets the water pressure out, you're going to break an engine if you continue.
Doesn't take much.
By what there sounds of the cutting, I would say maybe it was their own bumper bar that bent back into the radiator.
21 and 41, both checked and released from the infield care center. 27 team continuing to work to try to get Paul Menard back out onto the track.
Rick, with this big crash, we're just like I have a whole new set of names. While Logano and Harvick, McMurray pretty consistent at the front of the field. We see right behind McMurray we have Jimmy Johnson, who was struggling earlier, has came back, currently running in the 4th position. Edwards has been up front. Chase Elliott, we documented, has some damage to the nose. We'll have to see how that continues. But the three of Austin Dillon, Jeff, up there in the top 7.
Yeah, Chris Buescher in 9th. Jeff Gordon worked himself back up to 8th. So Greg Biffle 6th and 11th. Allmendinger 12th. So opportunity for a lot of teams.
Like you mentioned Chris Buescher's name. With the win, 12th now in the chase standings. As we look at the bubble, Larson was in position to close in on Newman. Newman's been having a bad day. Blaney, though, being involved in this most recent incident, 60 points below the cut line.
And that's really, you start looking at Blaney, Allmendinger, and Kane, perhaps, and even Bain, at looking at, needing to maybe win a race to get in. Mike?
And Ryan Blaney's just been released from the care center. What happened?
I don't know. I was watching replays in there, and someone got loose, and we were trying to make ground on the top, and before I knew it, the 20 was sitting sideways in front of me, and I hit him pretty hard. So that's unfortunate. We had a really good car early and lost some spots on pit road, being in bad spots, and kind of lost our car a little bit halfway through, but got it back, and I thought we were just starting to make ground up and got in that wreck. So that's unfortunate. I thank Virginia Tech and Ford and Motorcraft and Quick Lane for doing what they do. Just going to have to dig hard from here. That definitely hurts, especially when we had a good car, but go next week.
Had a good run going too, Rick.
Yeah, he tried to go to the outside looking as though he was going to avoid, But then as soon as he saw everyone checking up, hit the brakes, but just not in time.
Yeah, the view we have is from, a much better view than he has. And we
Right.
could not see the start of the wreck from his car. So he could not see the start of the wreck. The first thing he saw was smoke. But at that point, he was committed. So, it's easy to say, well, he drove into that wreck, but he never saw the wreck start. If you don't see it start, you can't slow down.
So because of Chris Buescher breaking into the top 30 and getting into the 12th position in the chase standings, Ryan Blaney now 42 points lost to that bubble today. Mike?
And Kurt Busch has just left the Air Center as well. You were obviously right in the middle of that. What happened?
I just missed the bottom groove and missed it by a few inches and drove the car at 101%, got loose, and it was away from me. Should have had it at that 99% level. That rosin, that VHT grip level on the bottom, if you don't hit it exactly right, you lose a lot of speed. So I hate it for my guys. I mean, we've completed every lap this year. I put it up on edge to try to win the Bristol night race and overstep the line.
Thanks for your time.
All right.
Can't blame Kurt for driving as hard as he can, Rick.
Yeah, and obviously disappointed for Kurt Busch. Had a record going as far as lead lap finishes. Doesn't look like that's going to happen today as we go NASCAR nonstop. Welcome back to Bristol. Back into the restart zone and back underway. Joey Logano on the outside. And Logano with a great restart. Kevin Harvick was on the inside line. Lost second to the 48 of Jimmy Johnson. Guessing Rick Hendrick has to feel pretty good about seeing the 48 of Jimmy Johnson back up into the top 5 and challenging for a win.
Murray got really loose on the bottom, stacked the bottom lane up. Carl Edwards all over him.
A little bumping there by Kevin Harvick. He'll move the 48 out of the way. He'll take second. Here comes Austin Dillon in the 3. Logano, Harvick, Johnson, Dillon. Chris Buescher all the way up to 5th. A great run for the 34 car.
Austin Dillon, after winning last night's race or Friday night's race, Now it's worked himself up into 4th, battling Jimmy Johnson. Can he sweep this thing this weekend?
And right behind these two, the 34 of Chris Buescher, the 6 of Trevor Bayne. We haven't talked much about Trevor Bayne, but with everyone else having trouble along the cut line for the standings because of what Buescher has done moving in, the 6 is now currently 17th, trying to gain points.
Trevor Bayne trying to make it into the chase, just outside that chase bubble. Bayne currently running in the 6th position. Parker.
You see Trevor Bayne up there in 6th. This is a very successful day, but this is the days they need. When I talked to his crew chief, Matt Fuchsia, he said, look, I told Trevor we actually need to finish in the top 10 in every single race from now until the chase. We want to make the chase, and that means getting runs like we're having today. Marty.
Parker, Bob Osborne has been preaching patience all day long to Chris Buescher, and here he is in the 5th position. Very impressive day for this young race team. And I asked him earlier this week, I said, how did you celebrate the Pocono win? He said, well, I went home and did some yard work. I'm doing a landscape project at my house. And I said, well, what about the off week? And he said, well, for the off week, I went to Texas, washed my sister's cars, helped my dad work on his old car. The man just focuses on racing. Very humble young man. An impressive day so far, Mike.
Marty, the Xfinity Series win that Austin Dillon scored Friday night has gone a long way for this team. Slugger Labbe told me earlier this weekend it not only gave them confidence, but also that Austin Dillon took some things from that race that they were able to apply mechanically to his race car to make it better for today, and that may be paying dividends right now.
Big run for Kevin Harvick as he goes to the high side once again, trying to get by Joey Logano for the lead. Logano has led 33 laps and counting. Kevin Harvick today 43, and side by side for the lead.
They keep swapping ends, the 4 running the top of 1 and 2 because the 22 runs the bottom. Then when they get to the other end of the racetrack, they swap, and the 22 goes to the top and the 4 goes to the bottom.
That time Harvick stayed up top.
Joey turning his car off the wall to leave on the bottom. Like you said, he likes the bottom in 1 and 2, but I think Harvick's going to get a big run right here.
We've seen him put the bumper to the 48. Will he do the same thing to the 22? Back into the gas, closing the gap. To get into the turn, he decides to go down low. Can he make that low line work? Joey Logano trying to hold off Harvick. Harvick once again to the bottom of the track. Will he be able to clear him this time? He does. Harvick's out front. A little bit of sheet metal damage to the right side of the 22. You can see a little bit of the foam through that sheet metal damage as Kevin Harvick now is going to check out on Logano. Logano goes down to the bottom of the racetrack, but Harvick with the faster car now.
While we're watching this battle for the lead, the 34 of Chris Buescher has passed the 3 of Austin Dillon to move him into the 4th position.
Chris Buescher, an emotional, great finish from Bristol in the spring. Saw it also out of Matt DiBenedetto. Big finishes for them earlier this year at Bristol. And Buescher trying to back it up once again today.
How about the 17 of Ricky Stenhouse entering the picture? Back on the lead lap. Remember, he had to get a free pass. He got caught speeding early in this race.
And now Ricky Stenhouse Jr. trying to get by Austin Dillon. He'll make the pass. Stenhouse Jr. goes up to 5th. Running that high line, seeing sparks coming out from underneath the 17 again. Austin Dillon has fallen back now to 6th. Jamie McMurray, AJ Allmendinger, Carl Edwards, and Jeff Gordon rounding out the top 10. So Kevin Harvick was able to get by Jimmy Johnson. And very close to the same thing.
Run, no changes to the 34 car. He parked too close to the wall here. We'll see if this costs them spots on pit road. Mike.
Austin Dillon still saying that he's too loose off They've made some pretty big swings at it the last few times down pit road, and once again they'll go to work on the chassis. A wedge adjustment on the left side, Sunoco race fuel, and 4 tires. Dave?
Joey Logano in the middle there believes he has a flat tire, so that was the main reason he wanted to come down pit road. Carl Edwards thought he had something go through the front end of the car. So in addition to 4 Goodyear tires and Sunoco fuel, they're going to take a look at the front end. It appears okay, and Carl's gone.
2-tire stop for Denny Hamlin will put the 11 out front when we come back to Bristol. We look at the race off pit road. Next Sunday, Sprint Cup Series in Michigan. And race coverage beginning at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Again, the speeds at Michigan. Incredible as we go back to pit road, and Dave Burns.
Bear bond on the front of the car for damage to the nose. That was from a little bit before, but they also believe that they might not have gotten all 5 lug nuts tight on all 4 wheels. So they brought Joey back down pit road, and he did indeed have a right rear flat tire. A piece of debris had chunked out the right side sidewall on that.
Yeah, Joey got really lucky. We went to caution. You see the 15 car on the outside. Watch the 22 car drive into turn 3. Almost wrecks the race car. The left rear tire low on air, and we heard that a lot of drivers complaining about running over parts and pieces on the racetrack. It appears the 15 car may have broken a brake rotor, and so that's why he got in the wall, and then a lot of cars ran over that debris.
Marty.
Well, Rick, it wasn't long ago that Denny Hamlin was 2 laps down in this race. They had the speeding penalty, then a loose right rear tire. Well, he got the free pass at the lap 387 time when all the leaders came down pit road. And then this time, 2 tires the call from Mike Wheeler, left side tires for that 11 car. And Steve, for that right rear that was loose earlier, they put a wheel spacer in to make sure that doesn't happen in future stops for this 11 team. Now they put themselves back in a position to be able to win this race.
Yeah, that's a good quick way to fix it. When you have a loose wheel, it can damage the threads on the studs. You add a little bit of spacer, moves the wheel out a little bit, just a little bit, so the lug nuts will have some fresh threads to tighten up against. But, you know, this is what we talk about when you look at the point system and how it works. This 11 has a win, 2 wins actually, so they know where they're at. They know they're in the chase. They want to try to win this race. That allows a crew chief like Mike Wheeler to be aggressive with the 2-tire call.
With a wheel spacer, how far can you go? Because you can't go too far. Isn't there a limit as far as how wide the tires can be, or how far apart they can be?
There is a rule, but if you add about 1/8 of an inch, even if you go a little over the limit, usually you would let NASCAR know you're doing it. This is why you're doing it. It's for a safety reason. I've never seen them enforce 1/8 of an inch during the race.
Yeah, we've seen all these incidences that would have been happening today. Well, one of those guys that's been a benefactor, the 43 of Eric Almirola. So these guys are in 12th spot right now, starting on the outside lane. So other people's problems have been his benefit. See, Chris Buescher, he had trouble. Now he was running 4th. Now he's worked himself back because he got too close on pit road and they could not jack the car up the way they needed to. So hurt his track position.
Denny Hamlin from 2 laps down to leading the race. We'll see what he can do with it. Kevin Harvick on the bottom of the track. tire rub from cars behind this lead group. A little bit of smoke back there. That's the 42 of Kyle Larson.
Austin Dillon needed to get a better start than that. You see the 42 is smoking, but Austin, he was started in a good spot, was not able to take advantage of it because he did not get a good start.
48 of Jimmy Johnson still running in the top 3. Denny Hamlin, Kevin Harvick, Jimmy Johnson, Austin Dillon, Jamie McMurray, the top 5.
Ricky Stenhouse in the 17 trying to make the third lane work. We saw before that caution came out, he looked like he had a lot of speed, and he's working the top of the 19, cleared him. Now he's working the top of the 88 of Jeff Gordon, trying to get that track position back.
See how far he drove it in the corner on Jeff Gordon? Looked like he beat him by 2 car lengths on corner entry.
Amazingly makes the middle of the corner and still has some drive off.
Going to take advantage of that, and he'll take the position from Jeff Gordon.
Carl Edwards said, well, that works for you, so I'm going to try it.
He does get into the corner. Now the 4 of Kevin Harvick. We know the 11 is on 2 tires versus 4 tires for Kevin Harvick. With 72 to go, he has to just find a way around, be patient. See Denny leave him the top lane, Jeff. He knows the 4 is faster. There's no reason to get super aggressive and contend the position. He doesn't want to just hand it over, but at the same time, you don't want to get an accident with still 71 to go.
Kevin Harvick to the high side, and he'll take the lead away from Hamlin. Harvick back out front. He's led 58 laps. Denny Hamlin 19 laps today. 8 different drivers have been out front. 20 lead changes with 70 laps to go. Now 69 as Harvick continues to run that high line.
As we follow the 11 around with the in-car camera, look on the left side of the racetrack. You can still see that resin is still on the racetrack. So even after 430 laps, it's still on the racetrack. It's still offering some grip.
There's the distance between 1 and 2. Kevin Harvick all the way back to Denny Hamlin. Jimmy Johnson hanging on to the 3rd place spot, and the caution has come out once again.
Yellow's out. Weather.
Once again, Mother Nature gets involved in this Bristol race. Mike.
Austin Dillon right now, Rick, is running inside the top 5, but if he's going to maintain that position, as long as there's pit stops, they may have to overcome some injuries. They've lost a crew member. The right rear tire carrier, Justin Voss, has suffered a leg injury, has needed to be replaced by a member of the 31 team. Brad Robinson is now here working with the 3 team, trying to make sure they don't lose any spots on pit road, filling in for an injured crew member.
So as the caution has come out once again for weather at Bristol, this is the ninth time the caution has been displayed. Kevin Harvick out front. Denny Hamlin running 2nd. Radar not showing any precipitation, but it is raining.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen, major storms come through the area for the last 2 days, but we've been watching the radar all day long. There's, spotty showers here or there, but nothing really that I see close or over the racetrack. You see, under the Bristol Motor Speedway, you don't really see anything. So, I'm not going to say it. I just,
we feel cursed, Rick.
Absolutely, it's amazing that it has happened once again. But the rain is coming down, so under caution once again. The fans have got to be just amazed. They've stuck with it all weekend. Once again, you look at the radar and you don't see really anything. But we do know that the precipitation is coming down. And you can see it on the cameras. And it's starting to show up on the track, which if it gets any heavier, they'll have to bring the cars back onto pit road.
NASCAR try to keep the cars on the racetrack as long as they can, because the cars have a lot of heat in them, just to try to keep that heat in the racetrack, because that'll help dry the track a little bit quicker. So they'll keep them eventually, if it keeps on, they'll have to pull them in.
It's one cloud. There's really one cloud. One dark cloud is above Bristol.
Yeah, I think it kind of follows over your head, Rick, like the cartoon character. Everywhere you've been, that dark cloud has been over you.
I was going to give credit to Mark, but I don't know if I can do that and then keep my job. Under 64 to go, and the question now is, how much further will they go with the rain coming down? And will it stop quick enough that we can get this back underway? Parker.
Well, Rick, I'm with the crew chief of Ford car, Kevin Harvick, Rodney Childers. Rodney, you haven't made many adjustments on that car. We've got rain in the area. What's the plan from here?
Yeah, the Bush Beer Chevrolet's been good all night. We started out the race a little bit too loose, and we got it a lot better, and so far he's really happy with it. But just trying to keep our track position up there. The guys did a great job on pit road there, that last stop, to rebound from a mistake the time before, and just proud of their effort tonight, and hopefully we can take this thing to victory lane.
Marty.
Let's chat with Mike Wheeler, the crew chief for Denny Hamlin. When you were 2 laps down, did you think you'd be in the lead with, 60-something to go?
Yeah, or just one of those things,
plan, right?
Well, nothing to lose, It's one of those deals that I knew we were behind and might as well try something. So we kind of set up for this, be ready to do something like that. Gave it a shot. Still got a chance at the top 3. Otherwise, we're going to run 5th and 10th, coming from behind. So pretty happy with our chances.
What's your prediction on the weather here and how that's going to change things?
I don't think it affected that much. It's a very, very small shower. I think we'll be fine.
Everybody thinks we're going back green, Mike.
Austin Dillon looking for the Bristol sweep this weekend as crew chief. Slugger Labby, you've taken some pretty large swings at the car over the last few pit stops. How good have you gotten the car?
Well, we finally got it pretty good. We're just a little too loose right now. We're hoping that this heat cycle on the tires will really help us and tighten the car up a little bit. But we were off at the start of the race. We're on the split it too hard, picking up a lot of the rubber. And we made a big adjustment there. Our rear tire carrier went down. We had to change in with Brad Robertson from the 31 team. But all we want is a shot, to double up on the weekend for sure. Austin had a great night. Friday night, we're trying to win this thing here, but we're fighting hard with the Dow Chevrolet, and we were running 29th at one point and about to get lapped twice, so we've come a long way. But hey, I want to give a shout out to Johnny Seiler. He's the strength of us all at RCR. He's got cancer. He's battling really hard. We love you, miss you, Johnny, and you encourage us every day to kick everyone's ass. Thank you.
Plenty of motivation in this crowd, Dave.
Carl Edwards appears to have been lucky enough to dodge the debris out there. Dave Rogers, his crew chief, does he have the car to win this race?
It's going to be tough. This Stanley Toyota Camry would start out really good. I thought us in the 18 car with the class of the field and just lost the handle on it a little bit. I don't think the car's driving as good as we need it to be. But I have a lot of confidence in Carl Edwards and what he can do behind the wheel. So we're going to give them a run for their money, but I think we got our work cut out. We keep getting stuck in this bottom lane. We keep giving up 2 or 3 spots every restart, and that slows down our progress. But if we get to the outside on those restarts, we know we can make some hay, and we'll give it a shot.
Going for, if they can, the Bristol sweep this season. Parker?
Jimmy Johnson is up to 3rd from being as far back as 26 in this race. A lot of changes on this race car. Chad, do you have a race car that could maybe win this race?
Yeah, I'm really happy with what Jimmy's been able to do with the Cobalt Chevrolet today. The car's been really solid. We were too loose at the start of the race yesterday. We came in and we made some adjustments during that rain delay last night, and car's been really solid all day long. We've been able to run up around the top pretty well. He's starting to get the bottom groove figured out, and it's been a good day for us. Been pretty pleased.
With the weather in the area, does that change any of your strategy here?
I don't think at this point in the game it's pretty late. I'd be really surprised if you see any of the top 5 pit for the rest of the night. I think everybody will probably stay out.
Chad Knaus, no more pits for the 48. Rick?
Thank you, Parker. And again, rain has slowed us down once again. 9 cautions in this race. We go NASCAR nonstop. Welcome back to Bristol. Coming up this week, it's NASCAR America, 6 o'clock. On Monday, it'll be a 90-minute show where you guys will take a peek back at Bristol and all of the action that's taken place over this last weekend and look ahead. Of course, the Sprint Cup Series heading to Michigan. The Xfinity Series will go to Road America, back to road racing.
Yeah, remember, going to Michigan, we've got a little different downforce package, so we'll see a little slipping and sliding at over 200 miles an hour.
Yeah, the Xfinity cars have had a lot of road racing this summer, but it's not over yet. Road America, that's like a classic American road course. They always put on a great show when they go there. Last week, we saw a little bit of racing in the rain. We had enough rain this weekend. Well, next week, if there's any rain in Road America, they'll put the wipers back on and give it a shot.
We've been talking about Chris Buescher and how well he's been running with the assistance of Roush Fenway, but how about Ricky Stenhouse Jr.? He is doing excellently today and running 6th, and has the a special paint scheme there honoring Brian Clausen, a good buddy of his who died back on August 7th, just 27 years old. USAC midget racer, was racing on dirt. His goal was to race in 200 races in 2016 and fell a little bit short. So Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Kyle Larson, both with helmets as well, trying to pay respect to Brian Clausen. So that special paint scheme on the side, and Brian Clausen helping out Ricky Stenhouse Jr. today as he runs in the 6th spot. How about Austin Dillon in the position that he's running in, currently 4th, Jeff?
Well, we have a lot of cars and drivers toward the front of the pack that are looking for their first win. And if Austin Dillon's going to make that today, he needs to do a little bit better on the restart. He's got to get himself in position. You can see right here, he had the outside line, which is a line that you want. But as Denny Hamlin leaves, look at the gap he gets between he and Austin. So now Austin enters turn 1, a car length, 2 car lengths further behind than he needs to, and now the 4 car of Kevin Harvick does not have to race him. So, going into this next restart, Austin Dillon's got to do a better job, needs to enter turn 1 right on the bumper of will be the 4 car if he's going to have a chance to win this race.
Yeah, and as we see now, Austin Dillon sitting on pit road. NASCAR's brought the cars down pit road. They're going to bring the jet dryers out to put a little temperature in the track. But if Austin Dillon can win his first Cup week, it'd be a great weekend. Won the Xfinity race Friday night. Got engaged earlier in the week. He's had a whole lot going on Friday night, and he mentioned, I don't think he had the best car, but we saw Kyle Busch, Brad Keselowski have good cars, make contact late, 22 runs out of gas. Really, Austin said, he was patient. He stuck around, gave himself an opportunity, and with the late restart in NASCAR overtime, he goes on to win the Xfinity race.
The key at Bristol is having yourself in position. We've seen a lot of drivers win races that had very few laps, especially at this racetrack, because so many things happen. So if he wants to be back in victory lane, he's going to need to have a good restart, and then it's going to be hard to beat Kevin Harvick. Kevin Harvick's exceptionally fast, but if you're going to beat him, you first got to be in position.
He's been very strong. They're going to leave the drivers in the cars. Austin Dillon wanting to complete the sweep. It's been done 5 times between the Xfinity and Cup Series weekend at Bristol. On Friday, he only led 4 laps during that Xfinity race to get the win. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Bristol. The cars parked on pit road while the jet dryers are just trying to get a little bit of moisture that was put down, taken off the track. So drivers have to stay with their cars, which is a good sign, meaning that they hope this will be going back to green shortly. We have an opportunity. We can chat with Austin Dillon, driver of the number 3.
Hey, Austin, it's Jeff up in the booth. You with us?
Yes, sir. I got you there.
Well, you've had a great week. You got engaged. You won the Xfinity race Friday night. What's it going to take to cap the week off?
Man, I don't know. We haven't had the best car all day, but we're still in the race, kind of like the Xfinity race. Just kind of staying up here and focus on trying to make it better each time we come down pit road. Slugger and the guys have done a good job, and my pit crew really picked us up that last pit stop. So I'm proud of them and trying to finish it off here, maybe have a shot at this thing.
Well, we talked about the last restart, needing to have a little better restart. Explain to the fans why it is so difficult to restart when you're in 3rd or 4th place.
Well, you just got to time it really good. The top seems to gain the momentum down the front stretch, but my car was a little tight when I got to turn 1 and couldn't get through there as good as I wanted to, but I just need to time it a little better and I might be able to clear 2nd this next time. So just trying to stay focused here. And been a long weekend, but it sure would pay off to come home where we're at right now, or better.
You feel like you're in a lane you want to be in, though? You'll probably restart in the outside lane. You think that's where you want to be?
I think so. I think you get that momentum kind of rolling off the corner, and if you have to get down, you have the option of getting down or staying up. So it'll be interesting. The bottom seems to hold on for about 20, 30 laps, and then the top starts coming in. So every time it seems like we've restarted, the track has changed. That one long run felt like the top got too rubbered up, and you saw some guys make some momentum on the bottom. That's when our car kind of got better.
Austin, thank you for you and your team taking time to talk to the fans a little bit, and good luck.
Thanks, Jeff.
And you see crew chiefs on their cell phone communicating as we look at the bubble drivers. Where they're running. Austin Dillon, 13th in the chase standings, running 4th. Newman, 27th. Kyle Larson, 25th.
Rick, it just seems like Austin Dillon is going up and doing what he needs to do. And what I mean by that, he's taking the positions. It's, Watkins Glen, we saw points lost late. Indianapolis, we saw some accidents late in that race. I heard a lot of the bubble drivers. So, it seems like even as the pressure mounts to make the chase, no one has just reached up and kind of grabbed the opportunity yet. We see, I don't want to call them mistakes, because accidents sometimes could be of somebody else's doing, but just a lot of teams not capitalizing on the opportunity.
Right. And again, under a hopefully slight delay, as they are drying the track. It stopped raining, and so the track drying underway. Did not lose the track, so it wasn't so bad that it will take the 40 minutes that it had taken earlier to dry the track. It should just be a few more moments before they're able to let the cars get going once again, rolling around the track. 55 laps to go in this one. The guy out front is Kevin Harvick. We can also chat with him. Jeff, why don't you dial up the 4?
Hey, Kevin, it's Jeff. You got a moment to talk to us?
Sure.
Well, you sure sound calm with only 55 to go. It seems like you have a really fast race car. What's it going to take to finish this thing off?
I think getting the lead was important to get control of the restarts. The bottom's obviously spinning the tires pretty bad. So hopefully that'll get us a good restart and, just try not to come off the bottom for a few laps and get control of the race there. So I think that's the key, is keeping control of the race and see where it goes from there.
Well, you got a lot of new cars around you because things have changed so much. Have you had time to evaluate the people behind you really and understand who you think the cars to beat are?
I just don't want to beat ourselves at this particular point. Obviously anything can happen, so just try to control the things that we can with our Busch Beer Chevy and not make any mistakes and go from there.
Well, thank you, Kevin, for taking some time, and good luck.
Thank you.
Kevin Harvick has been out front for 73 laps today. Kyle Busch had led 256 before the part broke in his car. Had shown a pretty dominant race car, but now it's Kevin Harvick that looks like he is the strongest car on the track.
And to remind our fans, everyone that is in the chase, those wins, 3 bonus points in round 1. So you look at Kevin Harvick last year, had a little bit of a slow start, made Dover a must-win for the 4. He did win that race in advance, but if he could win here today, or Denny Hamlin behind him, Jimmy Johnson behind him, those 3 cars, they want to win just as bad as Austin Dillon does to get his first win because of those bonus points. Everyone knows how fragile these rounds of the chases are. If you have an issue, if you have any sort of mechanical or a crash, you're going to need all the bonus points you can to try to guarantee moving through round 1.
We've heard from Kevin Harvick. We've heard from Austin Dillon. How about we chat with Denny Hamlin as well?
Hey, Denny, it's Jeff. You got a moment to talk?
10-4.
So you guys made a great strategy call, put 2 tires on. How's that working out for you?
It's not bad. Our car's actually been pretty good on the short run. We fought the balance on the long run, so we're going to have 50-lap shootout here. A little bit of a tire disadvantage with the guys around us, but I think our car is fast enough where we can still hang in there and try to challenge for the win.
Well, we've seen the inside lane very difficult on restarts, even leaving when you first leave, not just when you get to turn 1. It's difficult to get leaving. What are you going to do to try to combat that?
Try to do the best that I can. Everyone's been struggling with it for sure. For whatever reason, it just seems like that bottom line needs heat for the tires to grip to it. So I'm sure it's not going to be any better here after this rain.
All right, good luck to you and your team.
10-4.
Still amazes me how much access we're able to have to these drivers, and
we
with just 50-some laps to go.
Just talked to 3 of the top 4.
Yeah.
So in the heat of the battle, these guys trying to win this race, and as you just mentioned, Steve, winning this race means a lot. I think people, when you win a race, they think, well, it doesn't matter anymore. You just go experiment, and it doesn't matter if you win. It does matter. Those bonus points are huge. We've seen the championship won by 1 point, a tie. So points matter. So being able to get these bonus points, and then for Austin Dillon, how big would it be to win a race? So for those drivers to take time to talk to us is unbelievable.
Let's listen back into the 3 radio.
Right there in front of you have all won races this year. So, they really ain't got nothing to lose. And we make this chase here, winning it's going to be way easier than pointing in.
And right now, Austin Dillon has the most points of the drivers looking to point their way in.
I love listening in there, but I'm not sure what to take. Does that mean be careful of the top 3, or you can push the top 3?
Be aggressive around the top 3.
Well, those guys, one thing's for sure, those guys have a lot to gain by bonus points, but they have nothing to lose. Right. So, but Austin Dillon does have a little bit to lose. Right now, as it goes, he's 56 points good to making the chase. You don't want to give that up, but winning immediately puts you in.
Kevin Harvick mentioned being in control, very important. He's the control car as they re-enter the restart zone.
Good restart by Austin.
Austin trying to clear the 11 of Denny Hamlin, going through 1 and 2.
He did exactly what he needed to do. Now he's in position.
Great restart for Austin Dillon. Denny Hamlin trying to hang on to that 3rd spot now. As here comes Ricky Stenhouse Jr. on the high side. He's trying to take 3rd away.
And, you mentioned earlier about how hard the 17 was driving into the corner. It's not just on corner entries. You see he drives away from the 11. Just it seems like there's a lot of aggression. He knows this is one of his best racetracks. A win here is really, I feel, his best, maybe his only option before the chase.
Up high on the racetrack goes the 17 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Battle for the lead. Austin Dillon to the bottom of the racetrack. Kevin Harvick up high.
One thing we don't know is these cars sat for a long time. Air pressure changes. They weren't able to put tires on. We're never able to make air pressure adjustments. So those cars sitting may favor some cars more than others.
Dillon continuing to look at the bottom of the racetrack. Harvick running up high. Just how close they are, averaging over 130 miles an hour around this half mile.
Think about these young drivers. 2 of the top 3 are young drivers without a Cup win. Imagine what they feel like right now with less than 50 to go. They can see the leader at Bristol.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr. still without a win. His best finish came at Bristol back in 2014, a 2nd place finish. Austin Dillon, his career best finish is 3rd at Talladega earlier this year.
He rode along there with Kevin Harvick. You could hear him have to get out of the throttle. He was not able to be in the throttle and stay in it. So that tells me that with a little bit of rain, he's lost a little bit of handling with his car.
Harvick, Dillon, Stenhouse Jr., Hamlin, Buescher. Can't forget about Chris Buescher and the day he has had after winning at Pocono, needing to get into the top 30, now running in the top 5 in this race, top 30 in points. Let's talk about strategy. We're now under 43 to go. Brought to you by Smithfield Foods.
Rick, we've talked about how important what lane you are on the restart. It seems like the top lane has really been dominant. But then short run speed versus long run speed. Before of Kevin Harvick, it takes a few laps for him to get going. But after 8 or 10 laps, he seems to pull away from the field. The 17 is the opposite. He seems to fire off really good on the restart. Will we have some more cautions? Will restarts and that short run speed come into effect?
That'll be the big question. Will we have another restart? Will we have another caution? Denny Hamlin able to fight past the 3.
So Austin Dillon did everything he needed to do on the restart. It's just his car is just not quite good enough to stay where he needs to be. If he can hold Chris Buescher behind him, then he will have another shot if we get another caution to restart in that 4th position again, which I think is better than starting 2nd or 3rd.
And how about Chris Buescher, Jeff? Never having a top 10 in the Sprint Cup Series until he wins the rain-shortened race at Pocono, backing that up with a top 5 run currently at Bristol.
Jamie McMurray right behind him needed solid finishes to put himself into the playoff situation. So all these cars having really good days and big implications for all of them.
And all these points to be gained here, Jamie McMurray among them. They need points because these are guys trying to point their way into the chase. And how about the recovery for the guy right in front of him, Chris Buescher? Remember, came in 4th a moment ago, got too close to the wall, came out 12th. He was able to make his way back up to the field, so a nice recovery for Chris Buescher. And the 2 guys in 2nd and 3rd right now, yes, those are the same 2 guys who got speeding penalties on the first stop of the day today. They have rallied back. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Denny Hamlin now with a shot to win this race after penalties early on. And one real quick note, guys, we saw on the bubble earlier how Kyle Larson fallen so far behind. They had a cut oil line. They had to replace that on pit road when we went back to green here a moment ago. So that's why Kyle Larson fell back so many spots.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr. spent many, many laps, 2 laps down, 64 laps of this race, and now has been able to battle back, as has Denny Hamlin, who was also 2 laps down, battled back and running 2nd and 3rd. But Kevin Harvick has definitely been the strongest today, especially late in this race. Now a 2.5 lead over Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
As we see the 4 car out behind the 4 car, a couple lap down cars, that's going to continue to be an issue for the 4. Although he's done a great job, but the first 3 had the lap actually pulling away from the 17 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr., extending his lead.
And it's a little easier for Kevin Harvick. You would think as a leader, drivers would race him harder, not trying to go a lap down. But with these 2 guys, Stenhouse really has to pay attention to when he tries to make the move, because if he does it at the wrong time, the 11 will sneak by him. So he can't just drive it in there wherever he wants to. He has to be a little bit smarter than Kevin. Kevin can drive without having to play defense at all.
Kevin Harvick, a bad qualifying day on Friday, had him starting 24th. He's been able to overcome that, work his way up to the front. Now in the lead, under 30 laps to go from Bristol to get his 2nd Bristol win.
We're about 6 left on tires here, so maybe something like pace up to the edge or something. Don't burn them up right now.
That was the 11 radio, Denny Hamlin. The gap, 2.7 seconds between Harvick and Hamlin.
Jeff, how much of it's just rhythm? How much are you listening to your spotter, or how much is it just natural instinct because you catch these lap cars? Do you just understand trying to get the timing right, catching them off the corner on corner entry, not catching them in the middle of the corner?
Yeah, so it's Kevin Harvick. You see him in the middle of the corner. He's catching the 78 who had a lot of problems. He is already thinking about what do I need to do with the 78? He's been watching where the 78's been running, been watching where the 21's running. You don't get to that car, then decide how to pass them. You've been paying attention for several laps as they get closer to you. Rhythm matters. This is a rhythm racetrack because it's so fast. I mean, you're running 15.5-second laps around a half-mile racetrack with a lot of other cars on the racetrack with you, so that rhythm that you get in is so important.
Currently 18 cars on the lead lap Kevin Harvick, just 25 laps to go. McMurray running 6th, Jimmy Johnson 7th, Carl Edwards 8th, AJ Allmendinger, a top 10 run, running 9th, Joey Logano in 10th. Logano had won the last 2 night races at Bristol, and now all the way back in 10th for this year's. Kevin Harvick, the champion in the Sprint Cup Series, 40-year-old out of Bakersfield, California, only 1 previous Bristol win.
And Rick, this is really the 2nd race in a row we've seen at Bristol where there are names maybe we didn't expect to be in the top 10, whether it's the unique track that maybe it's not all about horsepower and downforce, whether it's some of the accidents we've seen. You look back in the top 10, we see names. AJ Allmendinger with a good run. Trevor Bayne just outside the top 10 and 12. Good runs. You go back to the spring, some unique names up in the top 5 and top 10.
Yeah, we saw Matt DiBenedetto have a top 10 finish, finished 6th in the spring. Trevor Bayne also with a strong finish earlier in the spring. As you mentioned, though, just outside the top 10.
And Matt DiBenedetto today, he's running 17. So again, he's having another good run.
Parker.
Kevin Harvick is in the lead, and as you mentioned, he's won here before. But his crew chief, Rodney Childers, has not. And he told me yesterday before the race, he said, 4 out of 5 times I've been here with Kevin, I felt like we could win. I think of 90% of the races I've run here, I finished in the top 3. This is a huge race for me personally. I want to win this race, and I want to win it with Kevin Harvick. They're coming close here tonight.
One thing that has never happened here is Stewart-Haas Racing has never won at Bristol. That could change if Kevin Harvick's able to stay out front for the next 18 laps.
Think about momentum. All we've heard for the last 2 months has been Joe Gibbs Racing with a little bit of Penske sprinkled in. Well, Stewart-Haas Racing, they want to win a championship. They want to contend in the chase. They've obviously been working very, very hard, as does every race team, to try to get their cars better. But nothing is better than success. That's the ultimate momentum in racing.
And you and I just talked about it the other day. We were a little worried about this 4 car. We were a little bit worried that they hadn't had the speed that we're accustomed to seeing Kevin Harvick go out and lead laps and dominate practice and do all those things. But today he's serving notice that they are a real threat to win this championship.
Able to get by Brian Scott, a lap down car, looking to get past the 23 of David Reagan, also laps down.
Now with 15 to go, Kevin Harvick is just wanting to see this thing finish under green. He has a decent 2-second lead, so he can pick and choose his moments with lap cars a little more carefully. Doesn't have to put his car in bad situations, but he definitely doesn't want another restart, Jeff.
And I don't think he's the only one that wants to see this thing in. If you think about Austin Dillon, Chris Buescher, Jamie McMurray, these are all guys that now aren't in position to win unless something crazy happens, but they don't want something bad to happen. They got the points they need right now, so they're just wanting no caution and have this thing in. Now, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., he's hoping for a caution. He's hoping for something to happen that could be magical on a late race restart.
You mentioned Joe Gibbs Racing and Penske. Those 2 organizations have been dominant here in the Toyotas and Fords. But how about Chevrolet? They have 43 wins here, but the last one came back in 2004. That last night race came back in 2004, and it was Dale Jr. who won. And amazingly enough, the night race that started in the day is going to end as a night race again.
Well, we ran 37 laps in the evening
last night, but obviously, as we're closing in on 7:35 here on the East Coast, 10 laps to go. It is once again a night race. Dave.
Second good run of the year at Bristol for AJ Allmendinger, currently 9th. The first one was spoiled by a loose wheel, but he was very fast. And 20 years ago this week, his team owners, Tad and Jody Geschichter, won their very first race with Jeff Fuller in what is now the Xfinity Series. Another strong run for this team tonight.
Rick with 9 to go. The 4 of Kevin Harvick does have a 2-second lead, but look at the traffic. He has the 83 side by side with the 42 and the 38. He's going to have to find his way through here, and as these cars are side by side, it's going to cost him a lot of time quickly, Jeff.
It is going to cost him a lot of time, and about a 2-second differential right now between Harvick and Stenhouse.
We'll see if he can negotiate his way through, navigate through all of the lap traffic in front of him. As Kevin Harvick trying to hang on. Under 7 laps to go. Now he goes to the bottom of the track. On the right side, pretty good battle for the 4th position. Austin Dillon, Chris Buescher. Dillon trying to hold off Chris Buescher. Buescher with an incredible run today at Bristol. Trying to back up that run that he had when he won at Pocono 2 races ago.
Still out there, hold your line.
How about Chris Buescher? He won that race a few weeks ago. Now he's battling Jimmy Johnson, a 6-time champion for a top 5 at Bristol.
Well, those are 2 Xfinity Series champions you see on the right side of the screen in front of 2 Sprint Cup Series champions in Jimmy Johnson and Carl Edwards. One Sprint Cup Series. I want to give Carl Edwards, you know, he tied in the points. I want to give him that championship
Tony
so
Stewart
bad.
for the championship. Tony Stewart got the nod on the most wins that season. Kevin Harvick, though, is a champion out front, trying to get another Bristol win.
It's fair to say he's a championship caliber driver.
Yeah, absolutely.
Without a doubt.
Under 3 laps to go, and it happens fast. 15-second laps. This one will be over in 45 seconds or less. Trying to get by the 83 of Matt DiBenedetto. 2 laps remaining. The gap between Harvick and Stenhouse Jr. still about 1.8 seconds. Harvick just trying to get through this last lap. White flag in the air. One more time around.
Right with you.
Kevin Harvick down the backstretch for the final time. Through 3 and 4. Harvick's going to win at the last great Coliseum. Harvick wins at Bristol.
Awesome job, guys. Awesome job. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Almost a 24-hour delay from the time that this race was supposed to start last night until the finish tonight. Kevin Harvick wins at Bristol. Just Harvick's 2nd win at Bristol. It's been quite some time since that last win. Back in 2005.
Team right there. Good job.
And the first time that Stewart-Haas Racing has won at Bristol. And paying respect to co-owner Tony Stewart making his final Bristol start. Kevin Harvick wants to have him join him in a victory lap.
You want a victory lap with me? Ride with you?
He's trying to get in right with him. You know, when you're a driver next to another driver, he's pointing at you, waving at you. It's hard to know exactly what he wants.
Tony's like, well,
you want to fight, or I mean,
I didn't hit you.
That's right.
Teammates.
Let's do this thing.
He's got it. Now he's got it.
Let's go.
There we go.
Kevin Harvick, what a class act. Kevin Harvick just won at Bristol, a racetrack that every driver wants to be able to win at. And now he wants Tony Stewart to join him on a victory lap.
Tony's first got to go through the lug nut inspection area. Don't get Harvick in victory lane.
What a day it's been for Kevin Harvick. Said he got here a little after lunchtime.
He's coming.
They were hoping that this race would get underway at 1 o'clock. The rains came back, delayed it, and now the fans will have one more chance to honor the driver of the 14, Tony Stewart, in his final Bristol start. And they'll do donuts together.
Tony talked about how much this racetrack meant to him. He would miss this racetrack, you know, and to be able to do a burnout, not as the driver, but as the owner of the car that just won. That's pretty special.
Well, Kevin Harvick is celebrating at Bristol. The moment presented by Sunoco, fueling victories all season long.
So much respect between those two drivers. They both drive very much alike. They're both aggressive drivers. They do not take anything for granted. Work very hard.
Kevin Harvick will climb out and grab the checkered flag. How about the fans, too? Expecting a night race, a Saturday night race at Bristol. It has become a Sunday night race, so the fans that were able to stick around and enjoy this race, what a treat they're getting.
And those fans that stuck around through what was a 100% rain forecast.
Right.
You know, that was.
Now Kevin Harvick will make his way onto a very unique victory lane area. Actually atop the media center here at Bristol Motor Speedway. While he's getting up there, we'll take a quick break and be right back to Thunder Valley. Kevin Harvick has made it into victory lane. And one of the more coveted trophies in all of racing. If you could win at Bristol, this is one of the racetracks so historic, such a incredible history at this track of the guys who've been able to win, want to win championships. Kevin Harvick already a champion in the sport, and now his second Bristol win, and he's climbing out of the car. Bristol. Parker.
Kevin Harvick spraying the Busch beer everywhere here in victory lane at Bristol. Started 24th this race, came back to win. Kevin, talk to me about that moment with your friend, your boss, your teammate Tony Stewart there doing that lap and doing victory burnouts together.
Yeah, I wanted him to go on a victory lap with me and say goodbye to all the fans one last time here at Bristol, but that was pretty cool, doing burnouts with him. Got to thank Busch Beer, Jimmy John's, Chevrolet, Mobil 1, Dytek, Outback, Hunt Brothers, Morton Billings, Bad Boy, everybody at Stewart-Haas Racing on this Chevrolet. We should have won a lot of races this year, and we just had things not go our way, made mistakes or whatever the case may be, but to get back in victory lane here at Bristol feels really good. We've had some good cars here over the last few years, and to have Busch Beer on the car, we've had some crap luck with these guys on the car. Just really happy for Busch and Jimmy John's, and really for all these guys on the 4 team.
You mentioned you should have won more races in this time. Your last win was at Phoenix back in the spring. Does this give you the momentum going into the chase you need?
Well, we knew we had the performance that we needed to have in the cars pretty much every week. And it's been one of those deals where, just things have not gone exactly right. But, to have the win now and try to get that momentum before we get into the chase and get things rolling is really what we needed.
Kevin Harvick is your winner at Bristol. Mike?
Parker, another amazing moment in Tony Stewart's final season. That was organic. I know it just came up out of nowhere, that burnout at the end, but what did that mean to you, having Kevin ask you to do that with him?
That's cool. The funny part was he got out of his car, got the flag, and then he goes, "Get in my car and go to victory lane with me." I'm like, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, just leave yours here." I'm like, "I just can't leave my car there." But that was cool. It's I'm happy for these guys. This is a hard place to win at. There's so many things that can go wrong, and all it takes is one thing. And I mean, we had a wheel that was loose, and that messed our whole day up. So it was cool sharing that moment with him, though.
We can understand why you'd want to share that moment of victory for your team as well, the Stewart-Haas team.
Yeah, like I say, I'm proud of these guys. They, I don't know how far the last guy is that came from 24th to win a race, but Kevin did it today. So really proud of those guys, that whole Busch team, and our Haas Automation Chevy was fun today too. It just
unfortunately, the part of the race where we were running really hard wasn't the part of the race that counted for us. So we just had a good time and enjoyed it.
I know this track was one of your favorites. What's it mean to say farewell?
Well, I'll see it in the spring. I'll be back here. I just won't wear a helmet when I come back here. So, you know, it was cool. This place is so much fun. I told myself the last 10 laps, you know, we weren't racing anybody. There wasn't anybody around us. I said, just enjoy these last 10 and just savor the moment and think about it. So that's what I did. I really thought about what I was doing those last 10 laps and just kind of soaked it all in.
Thank you for your time.
Thanks.
Tony Stewart, gracious.
And last night they paid tribute to Tony at the 14th lap of the race. It happened last night. Everyone held up a card with the number 14 on it. So Tony Stewart, obviously an emotional time for him. The last 10 laps here, just able to enjoy.
You know, it's so difficult when you're at the end of your career and you're leaving a racetrack that you love racing on. And we heard that emotion from Tony, and taking time to savor it, enjoying victory lane with Kevin. Pretty cool.
Let's go to Marty.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr. ties a career best here at Bristol, and what a comeback for this race team after the speeding penalty in that first stop of the day to be able to come back and finish second. But how frustrating was it at the end to see that so close to chase berth right up there if you could just pass Kevin Harvick?
Yeah, it was frustrating. Starting sixth on that last restart with him starting on the front row was tough. I knew we were going to have to hit everything perfect, and it took me a minute to get the top going, but I wanted to give up there when we were 2 down. But I remembered we had Brian Clausen's tribute car here, and his favorite helmet, and I dug deep, and the guys dug deep and made a lot of changes, made our Fastenal Ford a lot better, and we really wanted to park it in victory lane for his whole family and all of his friends and fans. For Tim and Di Taylor and Lauren, his fiance, came this weekend, was here yesterday and last night. So, man, we really wanted to put it in victory lane, but it was just a little bit short. Thought we were matching him lap times there at the end. I just needed a restart or to start a little bit closer, but definitely happy with how the weekend ended.
After the emotion of the last 2 weeks and losing a close friend like Brian was to you, how tough was it to come here and race this weekend, Ricky?
Well, it's not tough to come and race because, Brian was trying to run 200 races. So, talking to his family and his friends, he'd been disappointed if we would have come here and gave it our best effort. So, I think hanging out with the family at Knoxville and last week at the funeral was pretty good for all of us to kind of celebrate his life and talk about all the good times that we had together. And we're looking forward to Wednesday in Kokomo, Indiana, having a celebration of life for him. And a lot of good friends are going to be there. It's going to be a lot of fun.
You see the hat, the name on the roof, the helmet as well. It certainly was an emotional weekend for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and many in the sprint car open wheel world.
Yeah, again, Brian Clausen, just 27 years old when he lost his life on August 7th in a USAC midget dirt race. And, of course, it was a really impressive run for Ricky Stenhouse Jr., holding off Denny Hamlin for the second spot, racing hard to keep that position, and then trying to reel in the 4 of Kevin Harvick. A great run for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Kyle Larson also wearing a very similar helmet. On the front, it said Chasing 200. That's what Brian Clausen set out to do in the 2016 season. He wanted to have 200 starts. That's how many races he was trying to run in the 2016 season, but that got cut short on August 7th when he lost his life. But a very impressive run for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. today. He comes home in second. Dave.
And Rick, 5th place finisher Chris Buescher and I observing that as well, and knowing that really puts things in perspective. Let's talk about your day today. Backed up your win at Pocono with a 5th place charge here at Bristol. That's not easy to do.
No, I'm glad we got to run this thing. A day late, maybe, but nonetheless, an awesome run for our Loves Fusion. I had a blast out there. I love this racetrack. Love to get to come out here and be competitive. I told the guys that's the most fun I've had since Kentucky earlier this season. So, to be able to come out, keep working our way forward every time we were on the racetrack. We fire off for about 2 laps, a little bit off, and then it get to rolling real well. So, wish I had a little bit longer run there at the end, but I'm really happy with it, and the guys did a great job.
Yeah, good battle there with Austin Dillon for a little while too.
Yeah, it was tight there at the end. We might could have gotten a run down the bottom a little sooner. I lost count of the laps. I went one lap too late, so I knew if I got to the bottom and got hung up, and the two guys behind us got by me, I'd be kicking myself for letting 2 points get away versus not getting that last one. So we tried. We didn't hit them, so that was a tough race. But the work they put into the bottom groove here, it worked really well. It made for some great racing. Didn't make the bottom dominant, but it made it competitive.
Hey, drivers go down there and work it, Marty.
What a terrific recovery for Denny Hamlin and his race team. Speeding penalty, loose right rear wheel today, and 2 laps down at one point. Did you honestly think a top 3 was in the offing?
I thought so. Once we got the lucky dog and the wave around, that was important for us. Proud of the effort and team. It's a 3rd to 5th place cars at the most what I thought we had. We were really good on the short run, but our FedEx Express Camry just needed a little bit more in the long run. It's just a little bit tight, a little bit off with our balance. Definitely got beat by the better car today, and proud of the whole team and effort for bouncing back. And another thing is proud of Ricky Stenhouse, and I know it's been a tough week for him, a couple weeks for him, and what he's doing for Brian Clausen's family, and it's a big deal, and praying for them.
I want to ask you about those final couple of laps, because on that restart, not only were you on the inside, which was a disadvantage, you also had 2 tires. Did you really feel like you had a shot against the 4 car with those 2 things going against you?
I don't think so. I think those guys had a very good car, and straight up on the short run with 4 tires, maybe we had a chance, but in the long run, I don't think we would have been able to hang on.
Denny Hamlin started 2nd today. He finishes 3rd, Dave.
Austin Dillon finishes 4th, and describe your afternoon for us.
Well, it was challenging for our Dow Chevy. We really didn't have a car capable of winning the race, I don't think. We just struggled. My arms were wore out, I know that. But proud of the adjustments the guys made. Heck of a pit stop. My guys really helped us out with that, gained us some spots there to have that outside restart. And it was fun there. You could tell I was a little tighter than Harvick on the bottom, so I got to him there early in the run. He jumped to the top and pulled me. So it was fun here at Bristol today. I'm glad that Bristol tried to get that bottom working in. I think we can do a little bit more for it because that top's going to be dominant as it runs. So it was a fun race.
How much was it a day, Austin, of really just searching high-low for wherever the grip was?
A big time. We had to adjust the car to get it free for the top and then back to tight on the bottom. So a lot of chasing grip. Fun racing, man. It reminds me of the dirt days, just trying to chase that grip, what we call brown. Now it's black. So a lot of fun. I thank the good Lord for keeping us out of all those wrecks. We dodged some big ones today and solid points day. Just really happy.
Ended on a top 5 run for Austin.
Let's take a look at the chase standings. Through 23 races, again, only 3 races until the chase begins. Austin Dillon, pretty good points position, 55 points in front of that cut line. The cut line changed because Chris Buescher broke into the top 30 in points. This is the first time all season long that the 34 team and Chris Buescher has been in the top 30 in points.
Yeah, and as you work your way down, you see Ryan Newman in 16th. Although he had a bad day, I think he got lucky because he finished 28th, had his problem before the big wreck on the back straightaway. So that probably gained him, I don't know, maybe 10 spots, 10 points. So, when he had his problem was advantageous.
Trevor Bayne had a decent run in 12. Kyle Larson had his issue. Casey Kane at minus 39. You don't want to say that's insurmountable and you can't make up 39 points, but you really have to think those teams are looking ahead thinking must wins going to Michigan, Darlington, Richmond. Those are 3 unique racetracks. And when you look at the schedule coming up, we have 2-mile high speed, low downforce. Then we'll go to Darlington, run right against the wall, and then go to Richmond. Anything can happen at Richmond. We've seen that. But I think Kevin Harvick, really, we talk about momentum, and when you look at the chase and what's coming up, last year he had that must-win at Dover. He did win. The chase tracks have some very good ones. That 3rd round is very good for Kevin Harvick, but I think this helps this team to know that they beat the cars that have been beating them most of the summer.
They are celebrating their 2nd win of the 2016 season. That will be talked about tomorrow on NASCAR America. It returns 6 o'clock weekdays. Again, on Monday, it'll be a 90-minute show as they will discuss, you guys will discuss what took place here in Bristol. Then Saturday, Xfinity Series racing from Road America, and Sunday, Sprint Cup Series racing from Michigan. Those will be on NBC SN. And guys, what can we look forward to as we have Road course racing for the Xfinity Series and that very high-speed racetrack of Michigan coming up for the Cup Series.
Well, I'm really excited to see for the second time or third time this year that super low downforce package, and just, you know, this is what the drivers want. They want less downforce. They want the cars to slide around more. They think it allows them to pass more. So really interested to see what happens there next Sunday.
Yeah, when you look at Road America, you think now that the Sprint Cup and the Xfinity are at different locations, I love when those races happen because the Xfinity stars get to shine, and that's what we saw with Justin Marks winning in the rain a week ago at Mid-Ohio. Perhaps Road America, rain or no rain, we're going to see those Xfinity regulars beating and banging on the road courses because they have that chase coming as well. They have guys, only 3 got teams locked in with wins. Some are looking good on points, but that road course can change the complexion back there in 9th, 10th, 11th in points.
Celebration will continue for Kevin Harvick, but then he'll have to focus again on Michigan, as you were talking about.
And, you know, as we see Kevin Harvick, I think it's really important to mention how great of a job Bristol Motor Speedway did. Work very hard in that low line. You see it right there above victory lane. We heard the drivers talk about it. It didn't, you know, it wasn't the preferred line or more dominant than the top, but a great option for these race car drivers, and we saw great racing and great passing because of it.
It gave options that were not there before this change was made. So I just believe it was a plus. It made the racing better. And I think now that they've done it, they learned that they can make it even better yet.
We really appreciate the yeoman's job that everyone has done, especially on this NBC crew, sticking it out through the rain that we had last night and then the rain again today as we went from a night race, a Saturday night race, to a Sunday afternoon race. And it ends up that Kevin Harvick gets the win in front of a great crowd that stuck it out here and was able to enjoy. Drano making his last showing of the year before he heads off. But it was wild racing, as we always expect at a short track. Kyle Busch was dominant early, but in the end, a helmet thrown once again at Bristol. Tony Stewart making his final Cup Series start at Bristol. Kevin Harvick getting a win for his team. Coming up next.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our fans for your support, and we hope you enjoy today's broadcast.